damn fun.
Which is
Oh,
your
that's
friend?
the best. That's the best when we all get together at like meetups and we just sit there and we play RTA and we like have like boba or something. We're just chilling. Like nothing beats those moments for me. Those are like some of my favorite all time.
Or we all get together at the meetup, we all play on one account, and then we try to snipe somebody that's streaming, and then the person that's streaming goes, "F you guys!" Because like, it's like, how does he fucking win when it's like 6 people?
America's Cup, right?
We like talkish.
Aloha everybody from the YouTube channel. As you can see, Discord is a dick. I have no idea why Discord is changing the format every single week. I'm glad we actually didn't prepare the overlay for this for last week yet, because apparently like the box is all shifted again, and I have no control to shift them, so it's like really weird. Yeah, I gotta look into it a little bit more. But yeah, so everybody's in a different positioning today, and we got some different people on today. We got Tyler once again. We got Thompson. Jeff is back, right? You were in podcast a couple weeks ago, right? I think so. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Actually. Oh no, you were on the Legend tournament. We commentated the Legend tournament. Yeah. And then we got here Foxy, someone who hasn't been on the podcast for half a year, maybe. Yeah, like half a year, maybe a little bit more, since like mid last year. Welcome back, man.
Hope you're doing well. Has allowed me to join. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. You've been it's been seeing you dish out a lot of content, bro. Yeah, lots of content. Yeah, it's good stuff.
More than me?
Shut up, dude.
Nobody puts out more content than you.
Yeah, it's obvious, dude. Nobody does more content than you, Thompson. Kappa. All right, let's get into topic number one. Topic number one is 6-year anniversary. Of course, we got to talk about it, right? At least for a little bit here. Thoughts on 6-year anniversary, since a lot of you guys haven't been able to convey your thoughts on it, as well as what is your rune crafting choice from the event. Whatever you guys want to discuss, strategize, tell people about this event. Let's talk about it for a little bit, because I believe this event came out, I think it released mid last week. I mean, Joel, it released like the
Sunday
announcement
night.
for it, like the announcement for it was like
announced was
mid.
last week.
Yeah, not last week after our podcast, so we never really got to fully talk about it yet. We're still
The
speculating.
announcement was Thursday, I
Right.
believe, because you talked about it on your Friday podcast, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts so far? What do you enjoy? What do you don't enjoy? And
How's your inbox for Gmail? How many emails you get?
a lot. Been getting a lot of emails in, and I think it's gonna be a lot of emails coming up. So it's a lot of fun for sure. Yeah. The only thing I will tell people is just be patient with me, and we'll do your summons, because the way I do the summons, I don't want to rush through them, right? I want to make each person I summon for, kind of feel special, have fun with it. So we'll take our time. We'll go through them, and we have infinite time. We're quarantined, so we got days, weeks, months. So yeah, just be patient. We'll get your summons done. But what about you guys? How is the event farming for you? Yeah, how's the coin drops for you so far?
I think you know how I feel about the events.
Yeah.
The events, I like the event. I think the event is pretty nuts. The rune thing is insane. I'm really excited for that. Farming's okay. I've just been chilling at home, so I kind of just farm every day.
Yeah, a little more motivated to farm now. Now that these because it's unlimited, right? You can get as many coins as you can for the whole duration of the event, so that's really good. It's not capped. So farming as much as I can, as my crystals allow me. So motivated to play again until this event dies, at least.
How much is that? 600 coins?
How many of those are from claiming crystals?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Actually, no.
I would assume not that many.
No. I haven't even claimed my crystals yet.
Yeah, I had a feeling that you've actually farmed that much. I believe it 100%.
Yeah, I've just been sitting at home farming and nothing to do.
Damn, dude.
Does anyone want to farm R5?
Yeah.
I declined your
Send the crossover invite, please. I'm waiting. To send the
Oh yeah, you're on the
invite.
wrong server. I forgot.
Send the crossover, please. Please.
I have a question.
Sure.
Who was? Are you the Sierra, or is Tyler the Sierra? Who was the oracle that predicted there was gonna be
100 scrolls.
100 mystical scroll giveaway?
There's a
Yo,
funny
you
video that Siri
Island.
made. I put it on Twitter.
Yeah,
This is
there's a couple of funny memes that people made. A couple of funny memes on it, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Can't believe it
that's
actually
pretty
happened,
cool.
dude. 100
Yeah.
scrolls, dude. 100 scrolls, and it transcended. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah.
This is like way more than you would expect. Like, this is like a lot, dude. Like, you know how many
we
nat
talked about
5s they
that
put
too
into
on
the
the podcast, didn't we?
Yeah, we did actually.
We're
We
like,
did.
what if they give a transcendence scroll? And all of us were like, nah, there's no way.
No, I think Lucky was talking about it as well. He was thinking about
That's
it.
crazy, dude.
Yeah. It's
I
actually
don't
kind
think
of
anyone expected Comp to be so generous with this event. I was blown away after like 5 years of playing. This is like the craziest event ever.
The thing is, how are they gonna top this? They have to every year after year, right? This was pretty
We don't have to think
ridiculous.
about it. We play the game and we enjoy it until next year, and then
Like
we
they-
figure.
they don't even have to give us the rune crafting event with it, and it'll be perfectly fine. The rune crafting event is actually nuts. And
But I would rather have the
Yeah.
rune crafting event than the summons. I'm not gonna lie. Like even for
guaranteed.
Brazil, like the runes are
Same.
nuts, dude. Let's talk about this crafting event and what your thoughts on it
Sure.
as well.
It's
how
like
crazy it
probably
is.
the best event ever, right? Because getting a rune like that, it takes years to get a rune
This,
like that.
this rune event is probably better than the free trends, to be honest.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
I agree.
I agree.
Really agree.
I agree.
It's like a guaranteed +6 rune is better than guaranteed +6 legend is better than ancient crystals to get a rune, right?
True,
Yeah.
How
true,
many
true.
people do you think will screw up the rune by accident by doing something wrong with? I think some people will still.
I did that for the last
You
rune event.
screwed it up
actually.
already, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, not really. So
Oh,
I
no.
wanted to improve my my Daphnis and Barbara. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for a slot 6 attack. Right, makes sense. You go for the 18 speed, right? It's a big upgrade.
Yeah.
I hit that on stream, and then we go back and start farming. I get a swift attack %, innate flat attack, and then we roll it into a 20 speed slot 6 and 5 re-ups.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can get 2 of those.
Yeah, now I have 2. No, but now
Yeah.
I'll have
Yeah.
3. I don't
Probably
need
more
a
than one.
third one. I don't need a third one, but it's like I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like I'll take it, but yeah, I feel like I could have got something else now in hindsight, right? I'm like, I don't need that slot 6 anymore. I could go for
You
like
got a lot of rune
Do you
depth
have
for that.
2 slot 6 with attack % now?
no that are legend of the quality to use for like a Daphnis or Barbara, right? Because you need the speed on it. I have
Yeah,
other
but now
attack
you can
percents.
put it on one on Daphnis, one on Barbara.
That's what I'm saying. But now I have 3, right? Because now I got the one in the
Oh.
the event too. It's the
Yeah.
one I selected just before dropping it. So I thought that was pretty nuts that it dropped. I never get anything from
You can-
Giants, man.
You can go back to your Swift Shiho build.
I never had a Swift Shield though.
I thought you did. I thought you had like a 300 speed Shiho.
No,
Back when we were in LA.
anything
I
with the number
don't know about you
300 or
guys.
3 starting at the beginning is definitely not my account. That's for sure.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Shiho's not that good on attack slot 6. It doesn't work for me. I don't know how it works for you guys.
Wow,
I
I
think
don't
really
use
not.
She-Hulk right now though. That's the thing. I use
I-
Water
I-
Cat a lot more.
I liked it a lot until like a month ago. A month ago, it like hard stopped being good. Slot 6 attack on Shiho.
HP is better,
it just
right?
dies to me. I think
I
HP
would
is a lot better.
I would say yes, because from my point of view, whenever I face Monkey Kings, they tend to be like really squishy on attack slot 6. So
What's
for me,
what's
it's
squishy
free
for you?
illusion, and it's also a free Triana trigger too. So from that point of view,
Mine's like 22k HP or something with 1k defense.
Oh, you're
Like,
talking
I
about
I
total?
consider that
Like it on
squishy.
attack or HP?
I'm on an attack slot.
Yeah, I'm on
Oh.
attack slot too, but I have like
Wow.
the same stats. 22k with like
Attack and
1.1k
mine's on
defense.
HP.
Yeah, something like that. And then your attack is like plus 1.3k or something.
Yeah, how much HP you got, Thompson? How much HP you like on your Monkey King, or how much defense?
I think mine's at 30k or 28, something like that.
Oh, you like an excessive amount of HP then? Okay, you like the survivability on it. Got it.
He shines from like surviving because he turn rotates really well and he denies turns really well too.
Even on the crit rate build, I like on HP.
Yeah, I used to be on a crit rate build,
But I feel like
but I
in
didn't have the crit damage.
lots of situations you need that thing to do damage though. And if you don't do enough damage, like, I mean, I don't know. I tried it before on like more HP, but it just didn't do enough for me.
Depends if you stun lock them or not.
All
Yeah,
or nothing.
yes. He just needs to stun. True.
He said it. I like that. He
All
said
right,
all
back
or
to
nothing.
back to the runecraft choices. I'm curious to kind of go through you guys and see like your thought process on the runecraft choices and what you guys are going to be making from this event. I'm sure the community wants to kind of know as well. We can start with
Yeah.
Thompson. What are you doing, man?
I did HP slot 6 violent and crit damage slot 4 will. Yeah.
Standard, solid. Tyler.
I think a lot of people are saying to go Swift, but it doesn't make sense for me still. So I don't know how, because like if you go slot 6, the percentage is high, but I don't know, you're kind of stuck. Like if you get an 18 speed slot 6, you're gonna be so unhappy, right?
yeah.
So
Not for the entire
Well,
population.
You're
The
gonna
majority-
be unhappy if you're a
if
G3.
you have a 16 speed like violent slot 6 or 18, you're so happy.
Because you really have
Yeah.
to speed change the Swift, right? Versus
Yeah,
like
you
violent,
it's
you
like
can
all
have,
in on
you can have the diversity of like just stats overall. It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be only
and if you get an 18 speed, you're not going to re-app it. You're just going to keep it. Then, like, who do you put it on? 18 is just not fast enough.
True. I guess
that's why I picked the attack percent one for for the Swift rune that I'm picking, because that's going to be usable at 18 speed no matter what, right? Because if it goes 18 speed with crit rate or 18 speed with crit damage, it's going to be Lucian, or it'll be like Shimite, some kind of like Swift attacker. Like for me, I'm going Daphnis runes. I went slot 6 attack percent Swift and slot 2 will, because I want like a 20 something crit rune on slot 2, and then I want a 20 something speed. Hopefully I get lucky and I get the 20 something speed Swift.
Yeah, for myself, I haven't crafted it yet, but I'm planning to do will crit damage. Reason being is primarily because you get 18 speed guaranteed, right? And in RTA, the meta right now is either you do like a very fast control team with Gania Thor or something like that, right? Or like Lore and Fran. Or people who like to cleave like myself, you either run the 300 speed cleave or the 2 attack bar boosters, and will crit damage runes with 18 speed guaranteed. It's going to be so flexible between your Savannahs, your Lucians, whatever, right? So will crit damage, most flexible for me in terms of a cleaver. Right now I'm debating on slot 6 attack, just like Tyler said, because for DPS units, but I'd be literally speed chasing. Or I can build some rune depth and get some violent runes like how Thompson said. So I'm kind of debating on my slot 6 choices right now, but will crit damage for sure.
Yeah, I think everybody's like, majority of people have like one of their runes like a will crit damage or a vile crit damage or something like that. Like because everybody values that bruiser crit damage rune or damage dealer crit damage rune, right?
Even if you get like 22 speed, slot 4 crit damage, like grinded,
Right,
22 speed. It's
that's
pretty
nuts.
good on Triana. You could put it on like a Tessarion. You could put it on any other monster,
Mm-hmm. Super flexible. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that what your other stats are too, right? You got like HP, attack percent,
Yeah, crit
so it's gonna be
rate.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be perfect for you.
It's just beautiful because like there's so much diversity in like types of runes you can take for Violent and Will that like if you take a Violent and a Will rune, you're literally never gonna go wrong, right? It's like if you're taking a Swift rune, it's good because you're gonna get a guaranteed 22 speed or more if you want to speed chase. But like it's really up to what you need. Like us, we have a lot of rune depth. We know what we want, what we need to round out our accounts. For all the people listening to the podcast, I think the most important thing. Okay, go ahead. You're gonna say something.
No, go finish.
For the people who are watching that aren't sure of what they should build, you don't necessarily have to follow what we're going to pick. Obviously, we've voiced our opinions on why we're picking the things we are, but what's really important is you go look at your own rune depth and you say, this is the thing that I'm missing the most. You should probably craft that because you're getting a guaranteed +6 on it, right? So you get your guaranteed 18 speed or your guaranteed 16 or 18 crit or whatever you need, right? Or if you're really ballsy, you can do speed slot 2, 24 accuracy, which I would suggest probably against for most people. But the point is, the safe options are going to be Violent Will, HP slot 6, crit damage slot 4, right? But if
attack
you want
percent
something
slot
else,
6, you can still do.
yeah,
violent,
even some people will take the niche attack slot 6. But the point is, don't like hard set be like it has to be these runes. Whatever works best for your account is what's going to be the best choice for you.
Yeah, but there's certain strategy as well, so they can we lay it down for them, let them think about it, and then we lay down the facts, and then you guys can make the decisions on what you guys want to do. Something interesting that Lucky said as well is he said he's really never gonna re-app Swift, so he's opting to take the Swift from this event, and that in the future if he gets other Vile runes he'll re-app it, so it's his chance to go for a Swift with speed, since he's never gonna really re-app Swift because it is more premium to go for Swift. It's an option because you're chasing speed only most of the time when you're going for Swift. Other that, or you hope it's a Lucian rune if it ends up being like very efficient, right? That's it. It's only 2 hits, so it's not really smart to like re-app it. What are your thoughts on that?
If you're trying to hit, first of all, if you're trying to hit Swift, nowadays people's Swift sets are like 300 something, right? It's really all or nothing. If you just roll one Swift rune and you get like 30 speed, that's not enough to like sustain. And there's also pick and ban
in the top 0.1%, correct? But in the majority of the population, a 30 is pretty good.
My
Thompson.
view with Swift is still kind of, I'd rather do Violent or Will. And another one of my views is like I agree with Tyler usually, but this one I don't really agree with because I don't feel like you should re-app a rune you need unless you're just playing this game for like a month. If you're deciding to play this game, if it's like you're really like sprinting to like the finish line, and then you want to just play this game for like a month or just for fun, then yeah, like re-app the runes you need. But if you're just planning on just playing this game and for a while, just re-app the runes that you're gonna need later on. It's even good, not just for your account. So like if you do like a Violent slot 1 because you need it, I would suggest you still not to and do like a Violent slot 6 HP because later on your account's going to need it. It's going to be that's really rare, you know.
To add to your point there, I think some people are doing rage runes because they want a BJ5 team. Like,
hear
please,
that.
Oh,
please
no.
don't do that. Whatever
Oh
you do.
no.
Yeah. Don't
that's
do rage
rough,
runes,
man.
guys.
I wouldn't agree with that either.
Hello?
Yeah,
Are we
you good? You good?
I missed what you said. I'm sorry. I DC'd.
It's okay.
I know it's like the worst possible
Finally
timing. It looks
DC.
like
To make it easy, it just depends on if it's a sprint or a marathon for you. You know, for most of us, like we're just playing this game for a marathon. We're just gonna run to the finish line, which is very far down. So it doesn't matter. We're gonna we're gonna craft the runes that's hard for us to get, but not what we need right now. But a lot of people, you're telling people to craft the runes they need.
So maybe I should elaborate on that, because you're right, and I actually completely agree with what you're saying. What you're saying actually makes a lot more sense than what I said.
No.
Because I didn't elaborate on it properly. What I meant, what I tried to get across that I failed to do was, when I say get what you need, I mean like if you need the HP slot 6 violent versus if you need the HP slot 6 will. Right? I don't mean like pick a 1-3-5 because you need it more than something else. I agree. Picking HP percent and crit damage percent are most likely the best picks, and violent and will as well. So when I say pick what you need, I really just mean like between the sets, take the one that you need more. Because some people need HP slot 6 violent more than they need will, right? Some people have, like, I have really good will slot 4s, but I have terrible will slot 6s. So if I was picking an HP percent, it would be will slot 6, right? I have 4 slot 4s that are like 26 speed, and all of my slot 6s are like 21 or less. So it would make more sense for me to pick that one because I need it, is kind of what I was trying to go after.
All right, so
but I agree, you're right. The marathon and looking for what's good for your account is definitely better.
So I saw something interesting in chat here. Scholastic said something about it's actually really hard to come by a speed 18 speed Swift slot 4 crit damage, or an 18 speed attack percent like Swift rune. Whereas when it comes to violent, if you have a crit damage or you have an attack slot 6 or 4, you're probably going to re-app that. So there's more probability that you will run into those runes being hit, 18 speed or whatnot, right? What is your thoughts on that?
100% disagree, because it's
explain.
so easy. Well, not so easy,
Well,
but
explain
it's
your thought.
highly possible to get an 18 speed slot 4 or slot 6 for Swift.
Right,
Like,
no, but
it's just a
let's
rare
just say, okay, you're far. Obviously, we know violent drops at a lower rate, so obviously violent can be rare, right? But let's say you're getting the runes, right? You're getting attack percent slot 6, wills and Swift. Swift and Vile, and you're getting crit damage slot 4s for violent and Swift. Same thing, right? Now your opportunities to hit 18 speed are equal, right? Or whatever. Let's assume that the same subsets is equal, but the chances that you're gonna run into an 18 speed, let's say Vile rune, is gonna be more, because if it doesn't roll good, you're gonna re-app it. Whereas Swift, when you get those crit damage slot 4s and attack percent slot 6, you're probably not gonna re-app it, especially if it's not innate. So you'd have to make the conscious decision to re-app Swift to begin with, and most likely not gonna re-app if it's not innate. So statistically, you're probably running into more speed on the Vials than on the Swift. So this event is specifically kind of nice for Swift. I don't know. That's kind of like
I don't know about you, but I only have like 2 legendary crit damage violent runes.
What? No. I have like 6,
with
dude.
innates, yeah.
Oh, innates.
Yeah,
Okay, I have like 2. Yeah, I have
Then
like
it adds
So there's only in my whole account, there's only 2 runes worth it for me to re-app.
You never re-app non-innate crit damages?
It's really hard to get, right?
Wait, but you never re-app non-innate crit damage will? Non-innate crit damage will, non-innate crit damage Vile? You never re-app those?
I don't think anybody does.
I do.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
I'm pretty,
I think everybody
pretty
does.
desperate for the slot 4.
Yeah. But this is an example of a perspective, right? Because you have that perspective and the way you re-app, it changes like your thought process on it. So it's kind of good to elaborate and talk about it, right? A lot of people do, actually. A lot of people do.
Let's work on re-apping runes that have innate. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
I tried, and sometimes when you need it, right? The last couple of months I've been working on my crit damage slot 4s on Will, Swift, and Violet. And this event, personally, I'm going for Swift, crit damage, and maybe Violet slot 4, slot 6, either one of those. I thought about going for a slot 2 at first for speed, because I'm looking for a triple roll on accuracy or crit rate. I've been looking for that for a while.
That's a
But
dream.
in my mind is, okay, so you probably have a 40% chance to hit the roll after, but if you don't hit it, it's basically a dead rune for me. So that's why I wouldn't go for it right now. So that's the way I'm thinking.
Would you take the rune at 18 crit with like other stats or 24 accuracy with other stats? Because 24 accuracy is good enough on most units.
I need to
18 crit. I don't think it's
max. I need to hit triple max.
It's gonna be really hard then.
That's for my own account though. That's just a story of my own account because it allows me to use like something like a HP percent on my slot 6 on Hathor. If I don't have it, I can't do it. Same thing with Daphnis.
I think Hathor is easier to hit it with the double roll, strictly because she has the awakening. But like on a Daphnis, it's really hard because I don't think Daphnis awakens into. Does he awaken into crit?
Yeah, his
awakens
into
accuracy, right?
I also feel like this. If it's 2018, you could re-app runes without innate, but it's 2020.
And what's the difference? Explain.
Like people have
the
more
amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, it's the amount of knowledge we have about the
Well,
different.
not even knowledge, but like back in 2018, I didn't have enough legendary runes with innate, and I was just like, okay, I need this, I need that. But now it's 2020, people farm more. There's more accessibility to more runes. There's rune crafting. It's
huge
just
buffs to rune packs as well. The rune
yeah,
packs
yeah.
The events have been amazing.
Yeah. But you're assuming people actually spend money to get runes that have innate, but most of the player base do not farm 8 hours a day. They farm like 1 hour log off, right? Those people who play casually, innates are not going to be common, especially on 246, right? That's like almost impossible for them. Maybe like 1-2 runes, right? Even for myself, I don't spend 300 rune packs every month and 300 re-apps. So I re-app runes without innate because I'm just not that competitive anymore, right? So people like yourself, Thompson, or JMac, who are really competitive, like love this game and have the resources to be good, then by all means, right, your strategy is min-maxing, right? But for most of us, we just can't have any innates, or we'll have like 1,000 re-apps by the end of the day, right? So, like, I agree with your point, but for most of the player base, it's not going to be that case with innates.
Yeah, like even you, Thompson, you agree that you only had 2 crit damage innates, and I don't know how many rune packs you buy and how much you farm. I know you farm a lot. I don't know about rune packs, but you only have 2 crit damage vibe innates, right?
I actually really don't get rune packs at all.
Oh, okay. But you farm quite a bit, right? But yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
So, as Foxy mentioned, even for me, I don't buy rune packs every month. I probably buy it once every 3 months, and re-apps I always buy. I really do, and I don't have enough bases. Speed slot 2s I'm missing quite a bit. Slot 4 crit damage I'm missing quite a bit as well. Those are the 2 that I've been chasing for a while now, and yeah, I started re-apping some without innate. Recently, I came across a few, luckily, and I'll be re-apping those. But other than that, I haven't been able to get any with innate. It took me like 8 months to get a slot 6 attack with innate for my Tiana. I stopped using Tiana by then for my RTA comp, right?
I still remember when you were going for that.
Yeah, you remember that. I tried so hard to get it. You know where I end up getting it? In the dupe store. I farm giants every single day. The dupe store.
Ancient crystals.
Yeah. So I was never able to get it from farming, and I would say I farm a fair bit. I would say I'm probably in the top 1% in farming wise, and I'm not getting those bases that I've been searching for. And I was very tempted to re-app non-innate for a long time.
Yeah, the thing is that the community needs to understand that innates are important, but it needs to be for 135s. 135s, you will never re-app ever without innates. That's like 100% hard agree on like everybody's standpoints. Now, there is some flexibility when it comes to 246s, speed slot 2s, crit damage slot 4, attack, HP percent slot 6, because those runes come a little bit rare, right? They don't come all the time. And you're not going to get innates all the time. So it is valuable to throw a couple re-apps into there to make them into runes that you can use. But if you want to be super, super, super ideal, you're never re-app anything unless it has innates.
It also depends on the set too. Certain sets that you're like, if you're speed chasing, you have to have an innate. It's impossible to speed chase without an innate.
I never saw it from that point of view, Foxy. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah,
it's hard to get bases.
So back to the topic at hand then. So it looks like we could kind of agree that, Violent Will, obviously the main ones, and then, some thinking involved with your account, and if you need it or not, going for the Swift, right? For that chance to get some kind of 18 speed guaranteed for those particular runes for your slot 4 or 6. Go ahead.
The Swift runes are kind of like a big gamble, because it's like, if it's like 18, if you're happy, if you could settle for 18, then great. But if your account is past that level, then 18 is a sell. So that whole, like, all the free stuff competition just gave you, just sell. You know, like that's it.
I need a quad.
Whole month gone down the drain.
I'm gonna quickly throw that out there. As I talked about this yesterday too, to some friends, is that all accounts need accuracy slot 6. You need a couple of them, Hathor, Okeanos, or whatever, but do not chase it through this event. Because if you get 18 speed and you don't hit anything else, it's basically a dead rune as well. So I suggest not chasing that slot at all.
Which one? Which slot?
Slot 6 accuracy.
Oh, slot 6 accuracy.
Because it's going to be a dead rune. I know you guys are going to need it, and most likely all accounts will have to re-app 1 or 2 of those runes to hit a triple at least.
Yeah.
So although the odds are pretty high on rolling it, but I do not suggest chasing it on this event at all.
Also, on top of that, I would suggest you look for it on a will rune, because then you can have the flexibility of using it with swift or violent.
Yeah.
A lot of people like take that on their violent set, and then they have 2 on their violent sets, and they can never use it on a will, like a swift will user. So like if you have the choice between re-apping that accuracy rune, try to make it a will rune. It's easier for your account.
You know what's crazy to think though? Statistics wise, I mean, if you do go for the swift, which I already did, so I'm gonna be going for it, and you get that 18 speed, you have 1 of 4 chance to get triple, and then 1 of 4 chance again to get a triple, or 1 in 4 you hit, you're gonna get a 1 in 4 again to get a quad. And if you think about it, that means that out of all the players out there, 1 in 4 players after the first roll will have a triple speed, and 1 in 16 players in there will have a quad speed rune in the entire world and population, which is insane. Not even just for that swift attack percent, whatever rune you take, and if you decide to get that 18 speed, that's actually insane how many quad runes are being pumped into the system just from this one event. Think about
but
it.
18 speed or like a 24 speed violent rune is more usable than a 18 speed swift, right? But if you get really lucky and you get the 24 speed or 30 speed swift, then congrats to you, you know. So at the end of the day, it's a gamble.
Right.
You know?
It's gonna be 1 in 4 to roll the speed, and then 1 in 16 to roll the double speed from there. But then obviously there's smaller probabilities because you can roll 4, 5, 6. So now it's a 1 in 3 after the 1 in 4.
I'm sure you, Foxy, Jeff, Tyler, we all upgrade a lot of runes, and they all get up to 18, and then it just stops right there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not an upgrade. I need a
So
high.
I don't have the confidence in my account to get the Swift. I just don't have the big balls.
Right.
So I went safe. I played the safe route.
But what I'm saying is not even just Swift, right? People are going to be going for Violent Wells, and they're going to have 18 speed. That's what I'm saying. Like how many quad runes are gonna have the opportunity to be pumped out there? Not just Swift is what I'm saying, Thompson. Right? You're taking a slot 6 HP, right? You gotta get 18 speed on there. You might get a quad. Right now, it's going to be a low quad or is it going to be a high quad? It will be, determined. But it's kind of crazy that we get these opportunities.
It is really cool.
I think if you want to go safe for at least one of your runes, going for crit damage slot for Swift, Will, or Violent is perfectly fine as long as your 2 other rolls hit decently high. If it's a purple or purple and a half, you're really safe already because those could be bruiser runes. It could be anything. It's not just a dead rune. That's my way of thinking at least. So overall, just go for it. I guess I suggest this crit damage slot 4 unless you really don't need it.
But there's also no monsters that need a Swift 22 speed grinded crit damage, right?
If you play,
yeah.
There's a famous Japanese cleaver by the name of GT. He runs a straight up Savannah, Lagmaron, Shimite, all 300 speed, and he's finished like top 50 before. So it's a play style, right? So even a crit damage Bastet is crazy, or like a crit damage Draco.
I understand that, but like 22, like grinded, it's not fast enough.
Oh, okay, 22 grind, yeah. 22 grind, it's not fast enough.
Like I'm just saying, it stops at 18. You grind 4 more in there. 22, it just really pulls the speed of
I'm just straight up with you guys though.
But for Will,
like
for Violent, it's definitely fast enough. You can put it on a lot
for you guys, for any player that's like G3, G2. I mean, yeah, but I mean, I would say almost any player you meet in the Summoners War community and you ask them, hey, do you want an 18 speed rune? And if it ends up being 18 speed, will you still use it? And will it be one of your top runes? They will tell you that that's probably going to be one of their top runes. Honestly, because if it's not
it's not just 18 speed either.
It's not just 18 speed
with 3 other perfect substats.
18 speed and 24 attack, 18 speed and 24 HP, right?
Well,
so I mean,
even without
it's
the
insane.
24 of the other
I don't understand why it's like being
scenario.
downplayed, right? Why is it being downplayed?
Let's say you even if you double min roll on it, right? Like 18 speed and double 5 rolls on your percentages. Like no matter what, that rune is good for like 99% of the community.
But is it good if it's Swift? I'm saying it's not.
Is it good if it's
I
Swift?
think so. Depends on
Is
like
it good? Yes. Is it your best rune? No.
No, an 18 speed grinded after hitting 22 might be most of the players' fastest crit damage slot 4 Swifts and fastest attack percent slot 6 Swifts. Most likely.
But
Unless they've been
your
playing for
argument
like
is to
years.
say, you're saying that, okay, maybe for a G2 or G3 perspective is not fast enough, but for most, it is fast enough. And I'm saying, like, if you want people to... People are trying to get to G2, G3. That's the end goal, you know? So, like, at the end, like, why are you going to have a rune that's going to stay in your inventory? Let's just say maybe next year you're going to be G2, G3, right? Then you won't need that rune anymore.
If that is their end goal. A lot of players, their end goal is just to become as good as they can, right? Try to get the progression. I think
but
this game
having
captures...
that rune is not as good as you can. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I completely understand.
I see what he's saying. I see what you're saying.
I see what he means.
I got it.
For my account, for something like this, a slot 4 crit damage. If I were to get one that's 22 speed with 2 rolls, my Daphnis runs one right now. That is 22 speed, and it's perfectly fine. And something like a Barbara with a high, I think it works as well. So it really depends on what your account needs. You know your account the best, right?
But for your account, even if you get 22 speed, slot 4 crit damage, you're going to get a huge upgrade in like 3 months or 4 months.
Honestly, huge, but I understand what you mean, yeah.
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 You guys are looking
I feel
at it
so
from
negative, but I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to tell people.
The thing is, we're not gonna. Me personally, I'm not trying to attack you.
Yeah.
I just want. I'm trying to.
No. I'm not. I don't feel attacked. I just feel like I'm so
good,
negative, like disagreeing. I don't like to disagree with you guys.
Disagreement is good.
I think it's perfectly fine.
Because we're extracting the information from you from your perspective,
right? I get a Swift rune with 18 speed. That's all I'm trying to convey. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're extracting your perspective, which is kind of like interesting to get a glimpse of your perspective. This is not something we get to always see. Do you share your brain all the time, right?
I really cross my fingers. Hope everybody get like 24, 30 speed. But I'm gonna be so unhappy if I use the event on a Swift and I get 18 speed. I'll just be so sad. There's no use for me for it.
I think for a lot of you guys, you're looking at the perspective of, is this an upgrade for my account, right? But again, looking from the general player base. A lot of them are just looking to build rune depth, right? It's not about an upgrade. It's looking for, because they have 1 crit damage rune and now they just need another one, right? So they're looking for just rune depth. And to your point, Thompson, become G2, G3 for like the competitive players, 100% agree with your point. But for the general player base who's probably watching this video, they have no needs to compete, get better. They just want to have fun, build more monsters, get more rune depth. And this event does exactly that for them, right? It's an upgrade for them no matter what.
So can we kind of wrap this together and give the player base some suggestions on what to choose? Can we all agree on a whale crit damage slot 4 is like a solid staple, good first choice? Is that agreement?
That's probably the safest.
That's the safest, right?
I think so. I agree.
Yeah. The second one is the one that's becoming hard to kind of figure out here. What's the second one? What should that second one be to suggest
Violent
for that
HP
player
slot
base?
6. Still the second safest rune.
Violent HP slot 6. Okay, but can you choose 2 vials? You can choose 2 vials, different slots. You can, right? No.
Can't choose 2 of the same slots or 2 of the same sets.
Okay, got it. So
why not just do 1 safe rune and 1 YOLO?
Yeah. Actually, I think the second safest one is Violent slot 4 HP. Reason being is because you never re-app a slot 4 HP rune because the efficiency is so low. You're literally just speed chasing, right? But if you're guaranteed 18 speed, you get it's an automatic upgrade even for me. But on a slot 6, you can re-app it and not speed chase because any slot 6 HP rune can be like a Sierra rune, a Bruiser rune, like whatever, right? But slot 4, you're literally speed chasing. What are you going to do with a 12 plus 4 speed rune on slot 4 HP? Literally nothing, right?
I like that.
So,
I like that idea.
I think slot 4 HP is probably the second safest bet you can do.
Can you take 2 slot 4s?
There's a lot
crit
of
damage?
healers that could use the slower slot 4 HP Violent. Just saying.
If it's like tankier with like a defense and stuff in there too, is what you're saying?
Well, I mean, any healer in the game could use like a slot 4 HP.
Yeah, but you're not re-apping a slot 4 legend rune for that purpose, right? You're probably re-apping it to make your Thor speed tune, for example, right? So I think that's what the safest choice. But if you're a whale, it doesn't really matter then.
Okay, so what do you think is a better then? Because I think you only can choose 1 slot 4, right? So if we suggest the population a whale crit damage slot 4, then I guess they can't go for that that violent slot 4 HP. So it would be the slot 6 HP then? Would be safe?
I like attack slot 6.
Okay, so some kind of slot 6 vial then would be safe.
I think an 18 speed attack with a row or 2 rows on top is really nasty for a lot of your bruisers or whatever as well. So for me, that's for me though. So
I think we should also take the consideration of there are a lot of players out there who will never do high-end PvP content, and they've very, very clearly stated, hey, I'm never going to need will runes because I don't care about that content.
You're
what
right.
should I get?
Endure runes.
For those people, shut up, Ryan.
sorry, I just had to go ahead.
For those people, a lot of people have been saying, should I do a rage rune for BJR5? You can if you really want to, but you don't need to. BJR5 is very doable with max rolled blue runes and good grinds and gems. My suggestion, if you're strictly PvE and you don't need will runes, for some reason you don't ever want to do Guild Wars, you don't ever want to do Arena, you don't ever want to do RTA, then probably do one fight rune and something else, like a fight and a Swift or something.
Gross, dude. No, dude.
Wait, let me say this first. If you're going for BJR5 rune, why don't you go for a will crit damage one?
Yeah. I like that.
Will anyways, right? So might as well
do will crit damage and fight. Attack slot 6.
Oh god.
You guys hurt me.
Please don't do fight.
Tolerance, anyone?
Please do tolerance.
Right.
J Mac will vouch for it now. Tolerance.
Yep. Fucking tolerance for
You got wrecked.
You guys were all there, man.
So I guess another point, people are always like, what if I'm super early game? If you're super early game, a will and a violent rune, just because you can't complete the set does not make the rune not good. The rune will help you more. Just trust us when we say that. Violent and will rune will help you in all points of the game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
don't be desperate, okay? It's not a race, it's a marathon.
So general consensus, if you guys are watching this and you guys want to be like, oh my god, I don't know what's really going on, like, just tell me, right? Some people just want to be told sometimes. I don't know. Just tell me what to take. Crit damage slot 4. Yeah, crit damage slot 4 will. Attack or HP percent to slot 6. Right? Leaning more towards the HP I like though. For the slot 6 violent are going to be great choices that are going to accentuate you and propel you into the game. Be very careful with getting baited to choose a rune just because you want to finish something like what we said, Balagur on Rage for BJ5, right? It's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. For sure. Yeah, going into what Thompson said, think a little bit more of the long term. Maybe not as as deep long term as Thompson's thinking, right? But definitely you guys want to take that idea of thinking long term with decisions that you're making in the game. If you want to be a G3, okay, you can shoot for that, right? But shoot to always improve because that's what the game's about, right? That's what sucks you into the game. You could summon something new today. You could get a new progression rune today, right? Or per unit. So it's all about that progression.
Can I say something quickly as
go
well?
Ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not the biggest fan of taking a slot 2 speed here as well, just because I feel that they're really easy to react, a lot easier to react. So I'm not the biggest fan of taking that slot as well for this event. On the previous events, I've taken a speed every single time because I do react speed with non-innates. But overall, I don't think it's the best choice to pick it for this event because you already have 2 roles that you're determined to get.
I do feel like it's really hard. You have to invest a lot of reaps into a slot 2 to chase for like crit rate or accuracy if you really need that filler. And this event is actually not that bad if you can hit like 24 or 18 crit rate or 24 accuracy for slot 2.
Yeah,
if you really
that's what I really need myself as well, but I can't bring myself to do it even to this day. I
mean, you could also pick the substats as well, like HP percent, defense percent, and that will take a long time to reap. It's really hard to even reap a rune like that into that.
Yeah, but do you feel that if you choose a rune with double roll into accuracy, for me I need triple, right? So it's a dead rune for me if I don't use it, and I would have to reap it anyways.
Well, 24 is not enough for you.
If I want to run a slot 6 HP on some specific units, or like Daphnis, I have issues. I have a double roll right now, and I can't gain any speed on my Daphnis until I get a triple roll for speed slot 2.
Do
Okay.
you guys think
so
Comtos will
that
have
much accuracy on your Daphnis? Are you trying to hit like 85 or something on your Daphnis?
All my runes for my Daphnis right now, no crit rate, not accuracy. Sorry.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Daphnis
So
doesn't
you
have
need
enough
like
crit
more
rate.
than 18.
Yes, that's my problem right now. I'm running a double roll, and I can only get my Daphnis to a certain speed, and that's me hard capped, right? So that's why I feel that and I've been reapping them, and I haven't been hitting them. For a triple, it's super hard, but general account improvements, reapping speed slot 2s are not that bad. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They're pretty easy to roll in comparison to speed chasing, right? So that's why I
totally
would
agree.
Yeah, that's my main way behind what I'm trying to say.
What are you gonna say, Foxy? Sorry.
Thanks. Do you guys think that Com2us will have an event just like this in the future where you can actually re-roll your substats, or will it be like the old ones again, where it's just a rune and then you get all the stats you want and you roll it?
I think they'll do this again, but instead of 2, they'll just do 1, and I'd be happy with that.
I
Ooh,
hope
nice.
I hope in the future they give us an innate stat
Oh,
instead. I would rather have the
Ooh.
innate stat than like, because I think that's more realistic. I think
Sure.
them giving us an innate stat is like something realistic to hope for.
Right. I don't think they'll give us a +6 on it, but if they give us an innate and maybe the event comes with like 1 re-app or something like that, that'll be kind of like a rune booster kind of event or something like that. That'd be a good idea. Sure.
it's gateway drug to buying re-app packs. That's what they're gonna do.
Exactly. It's a beautiful marketing idea.
I got it. Next year is going to be 3 runes and it's going to be +9. And then the 8-year anniversary is 4 runes and all of them +15. You know what I'm
And on
saying?
the 7th anniversry, they're gonna give out 1,000 summons. So make sure you hit up IslandGrown's inbox
Holy.
ahead of time. Get those reservations in, guys. 1,000 scrolls.
Oh god. Oh god, dude. All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic here. Hopefully, this topic was kind of good to help you get into our minds and the way we think about runes and how we're valuing them, as well as kind of giving you an insight on maybe how you want to choose your runes and what runes you want to take and go for this current event going on, because it's a really, really nice event. Moving on to topic number 2, we're gonna shift gears a little bit, and we're gonna talk a little bit about RTA here. I know the next RTA season is coming up. We saw the rewards already. If you want to give your thoughts on the Fairy King skin, feel free to talk about that. As well as Season 13 coming up. What do we want to see in it? As well as, have you been playing Special League? And how do you think of this win streaking? And should that be implemented into the new RTA season? Following that, what do you guys think should be improved for RTA rewards? Sorry, I just threw a bunch of things on the table there, and feel free to pick what you like and begin, talking about it. We can discuss.
So do you guys actually enjoy RTA, or do you guys play it because it's content for your stream?
I enjoy. Okay, sorry. You want to go first?
Yeah. Oh, doesn't matter. You can go first.
Oh, I love RTA.
You
I
want to go?
enjoy with
You
a
want to go
passion.
first? Oh yeah, you can go first. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I enjoy RTA. I enjoy it with a passion, because like if I get bored, I'll just use like weird stuff, and I'll play eccentrically, And I just like last time I was using Ethna and Leica, and they just got buffed, so that was fun for me, So I like it. It's not just content for me.
For me, it's a love-hate relationship, honestly. So season 12 was for the SWC, right? So obviously this season I tried hard, but at the end of it, I actually felt like I was burned out from doing RTA. I was doing so many wings. I was actually sick of doing wings, but you had to, right? You had no choice. So if you were going for, I guess, SWC, you really forced yourself to do something like that. So this season especially, I did not do any wings. I did 30 wings so far this whole SWC thing, and I'm bored of RTA for a bit. I'm tired, so I'm just farming right now. But I think as the season comes in again in a few weeks, I'll enjoy it again, and then at the end of the season, I kind of want to not play again. Because this season I did a lot of wings. I think I did over. Let's see. I did well over 1,000 wings, and I thought that was really tedious to do.
This season was a shorter season, though, right?
Yeah, and I did
also a point system where you don't need to play 30 a day in order to be top 100, for example, right? I played, I think, 300 wings around that time, and I camped the last week, and I got like 155, which I was satisfied with because I don't like playing that much, right? So I thought that was a pretty nice system, I think, in my opinion.
I had issues at the end of the season where one day I was ranked 50. The next day I was ranked 250, back to 70, people were watching me seesaw back and forth the end of the last week, and I had issues, right? So don't know, just it could be me, and I'm just burned out right now from doing too many wings.
What J-Mac's saying is, why can't they just buff Martina again, so J-Mac can just have a fun time playing RTA 24/7? I like it.
Oh my god, Martina was so nice.
It was so fun, dude.
I still remember, I was like, I was traveling during the time. I just did my wings on the bus. Like I was at EDC actually, and I was just doing wings. I was doing 5-6 wings again. You get to stay top 30 without thinking. No brain needed. That's the dream.
And that's why I got nerfed. And that's why I got nerfed. Yeah, Tyler, what's your thoughts?
I know Tyler likes RTA, and let me tell you, like if you really similar to like me working out. If I work out and I try to follow a person's workout plan, back squats, deadlifts, lunges, and blah blah blah, right? Like I try to follow it to the teeth, and it's not really fun, The workouts become fun when I start like making my own types of workout. Like, okay, I'm gonna do back squats, I'm gonna do pistol squats, I'm gonna do like balancing lunges and just different stuff, right? Same with RTA. So like I talked to Tyler, and Tyler's one of those people. He doesn't really follow people, and he likes to play eccentric as well. So like sometimes when he gets bored, he'll be like, "Yo, Thompson, like, do you think Tyrone is any good?" And like everyone already knows Tyrone's not that good, but he's just bored and he wants to play eccentric, so he'll try monsters like Tyrone. So the game will never. Was it Tyrone? What's the Fire Neostone agent?
Trevor.
Not Firestone, Neostone Fighter.
Trevor,
yeah. Trevor.
Last time I was down in LA, I was like, okay, Thompson, what do you think about Trevor? Like,
so
I want to give Trevor a try because they buffed him. Like, he could be fun.
So if you're bored at the game and RTA is really like boring, then you could try. If you ruin your own account, if you try to create your own meta and just play your own style, I think the game is actually really fun. But if you try to follow other people's like style and you also don't ruin your own account and you're losing a lot, of course it's not fun.
I've tried to do that before, but when you lose, it's not very fun. You try out the new stuff and nothing works. It's not fun.
You gotta shift between it. You gotta go between like things that work and things that you want to try out, right? But you're totally right, Thompson. I actually appreciate that you hit that nail right on the head, and that was perfect. Like in Special League, I really like Special League because it's a break from all the meta shit, and I get to do whatever I want, and I don't really care about the rewards. Right?
You mean Dark Cat every single match is not
Oh wow, so creative.
Oh my god. At least I get to find some LDs, and
okay, so the fun with that is that I built my Miho on Rage Nemesis because I was bored and I wanted to try something else. I have a 250 crit damage Miho.
You're gross.
And I just try to one shot people with it because it's funny. But so what I've been doing is, because I wanted to play differently, I've been picking Gemini, Iselia, Charlotte every single game because I really like Charlotte. So I gave her my RTA transmog skin, right? And I actually got a Charlotte 1v4 the other day. I 1v4'd someone with Charlotte, and those are the moments of why I enjoy playing eccentrically, playing for different comps, is because you get these random things that happen, and it's just the ups and downs are always worth it in the end. Because it's fun, right? I mean, even when you're getting shit on, I've been 1v4'd by a Miho 3 times this league. I've been 1v4'd by a Nanterres 3 times this league. It happens. I let them through, and I know, there's a chance I get 1v4'd here. And fuck it, whatever. I'm just going to have fun. And I think that's what's important for me, and that's what keeps me playing RTA all the time. But I definitely feel you guys with the burnout. Near the end of the regular season, I was so tilted that I almost just stopped playing for a couple days. I almost just got up and I was like, I can't play this game anymore. And then the last day I climbed 86 points and got G1, and I was like, you know what? I need to just go back to being chill. I need to relax and just play RTA Cat. Just play it at my own pace again.
I don't know. I'm looking at my wings. I did so last season. I ended up doing almost 1,100 wings on my account alone. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
That's a lot for 2 months. Keep in mind, guys.
Yeah. So
last season was only 2 months.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I almost did 1,100 wings on my account.
Crazy, J-Mac.
I was actually so frustrated with the game.
Why do you hate yourself so much to do that? What the hell?
Well, it's SW season, so you want to try to push yourself over.
Oh yeah, last season counted, right? Whatever you finished, that counted for this SWC invitations. This next season counts as well. So.
Yeah, so I'm just just try harding, but next season I think I'm gonna take it easy. If they're using the same format, I should be okay in my position. But otherwise, yeah, during mid-season what I do is to make RT a little more fun is I rerun stuff. So as in I go from sometimes swap to a Swift Ganny. I put Ileana into the lineup. I abused the crap out of my Dark Panda this season though.
He's good. He was good this season. He fit into a lot of slots as a slot 5.
Yeah, because as a bruiser, it's actually a really nice unit. It's not like a unit you can pick into every game a Ragdoll Gianna or something like that.
You got everybody that has Dark Panda excited in the chat until they realize that they need 140% efficiency to make it work.
Yeah, my Dark Panda's at 115 right now.
It's a nutty efficiency.
Thompson, how many wings did you do last season?
700, 800. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm around the same. I did 850. We did a lot of wings. I'm actually kind of shocked that we did so many.
It's a shorter season too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are really passionate about RTA, unlike myself.
Well, I
Same.
stream every day, so like I need something to do every day. You know, like farming for 5 hours on stream every day sucks. It's not enjoyable.
I'm surprised like Foxy doesn't like RTA because he has his own style, his own niche, and he has his own like personality when he does RTA. You know, like when you see Foxy, you're like, oh, that's the team he's going to bring, and he's really good with it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think about that too, Tom. So here's the thing, though. Like the most frustrating part for me about RTA is, well, one, my play style only work so well up to a certain point, right? And there's key units that just straight up counter you, right? Arta Ragdoll or like Leo, for example, or not having Will Runes, Gianna Wunsa. There comes to a point where like my team's very limited, and it's just by like matchup, right? But like that's not the biggest thing that kind of turns me up with RTA. The biggest thing about RTA is when a unit can violent proc consecutively, so you get 12%ed, and then the next unit goes and it also 12%s you. So the consecutive violent procs actually destroy your mentality, and you just hate the game so much because
Do you tilt really hard, Andy?
User, I don't have any comeback potential because I have no violent runes, and here you are 12%ing me plus a violent plus the next unit also 12%s me, right? So it's like it's really annoying. But like the reason why I play Cleave is because I enjoy winning quickly or losing like on the spot because you outsped me, right? So I do enjoy RTA to a certain point, but when I just get destroyed by procs, 12%, next 12%, I just kind of call it a day and like don't play RTA for like 2 weeks or something like that. But yes.
Have you realized that back then when you cleave, it's like really fun, but then the more you cleave, like as seasons go by, the less fun it is. Because for me, I would create my own cleave team, right? And I'll have a lot of fun cleaving. Then I found out it's almost the same time. Like if I bring Hathor Organi versus Cleave, because sometimes they just bring like 4 healers, or like they bring toxic units, like the Miho and just units like that, and it just takes a long time to win with Cleave.
Yeah, oftentimes my Gar will be like 1v4 their stupid Tyrannus, Miho, and their Triana, and like another random Diana, right? And it becomes like a Game of Thor match where it's like 3 minutes, but my runes just work out better that way because that's how I decide to play the game, which is more fun for me. I just don't enjoy doing like, I'm not gonna lie, cleaving does not require as much brain power as Gany Hathor because you actually have to count cooldowns and look at attack bar, right? Whereas cleaving, you just straight up go in hot, and if you don't, you don't, right?
It's really similar to like
and if you miss,
it's really similar to playing Magic cards. Like if you play that red deck, it's like not really skill, but if you play that blue deck, not saying you don't have skills, not saying that, but I'm just saying it's kind of like Magic where there's that red deck where you could just win, and then there's like the blue control deck which you could, it takes a little bit more skill to play. There's more rules in the game, but I totally know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, like I think for cleaving, it's not so much understanding the skills; it's more understanding the draft. The biggest thing is draft for cleaving.
For me, RTA is it's fun when it's there. You know what I mean? Like I'll do fun things like what Thompson's saying, right? That's the fun in it. I find fun in doing like stupid things like five Marshall Cats or 5 Inugamis, or doing something fun like that and battling it. But in terms of like actually like doing RTAs like competitively and trying to like rank up like super hardcore, it's tough, man. Like I've become a lot more washed up because I guess I've started to care less about the RTA because I just feel like everybody's just so good now, man. Everybody's runes are so crazy. I mean, I don't buy re-packs, so
Brian, I actually feel like you're different. Like it's different for you. I feel like if you had if Summoner's War is not so pay to win, you would be a lot better at this game.
Yeah, that's why I remember when we were.
Are you calling him poor? Sorry, no.
Oh, wow.
He's not wrong.
Brian has the aptitude to play games well.
Yes,
I mean, you play other games.
He has
Brian plays TFT well, right?
I don't know how he plays until I found out in Paris, also in Orlando, that he's actually like, whoa.
Yeah, dude. If I had your account, Matt, dude, Thompson was like, hey, just do a couple wings. And at first, when somebody tells you, hey, do a couple wings, you're like, this fucker just wants me to do some fucking wings for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, I was like, you know what? I'll do a couple wings. Because he's like, yeah, do it. And I was like, all right. So then I tried to play it, and I was like, holy fuck. This account is so much fun. I think we ended up doing 15, 30 wings. We were just sitting there. Dude, it was so much fun on your account, man.
Like counting cooldowns and silencing the right unit, you play really well.
And then I had fun giving you practice as well before the finals. Remember in Paris? When,
Oh, yeah, you
I was,
played
I
really
was,
well,
I was
too.
using another account to that had units I don't have to
Yeah,
help you practice.
need
And it
to
was actually
practice
fun, man.
against so I didn't really practice against any unit. I just was really worried about Leona because Diligent had a Leona. So I was just practicing against that. Yeah.
But yeah, I just got like bored of like RTA. So like if there's anything new or something fun to do in it, then I would find the spark again in it, right? I did find out this season that Barbara is like not that good, but kind of fun to use, Kappa.
Fuck.
So
I wonder.
You're a traitor, Ryan. You're a fucking traitor.
I wonder if Compass could make a format where things are more at an even ground. So people like you that are really good at the game, but because I get people that come on my stream and tells me that too, like they're really good at the game, they just don't have like the financial investment or the time, you know. So I don't know. I imagine they come out with a format where people are at a more even playing field. That's going to be kind of crazy, right?
we pushed it for a long time to have some kind of like accounts where things are like fair, but it's also in your mind as well. You tell yourself like that's a great idea, but shit, how the hell did they actually implement it, right? Because
Yeah,
the game
how
is
do you
built
market
around
it?
the game is
Why
built
did you
around
come
making
back?
money, right? Yeah, it's like
How do you market it?
exactly, like people spend money on their account. Now you're devaluing it with this, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of it's a juggle. But I would really love to see if they made a mode that was fair, because I think you would see a whole flip on the top and bottom, right? Some of the top players there will probably stay there, but a lot of them would just turn totally upside down, dude. You get these players coming in for the bottom that would be like right on top because they're just so smart, dude. So insanely smart. We got a lot of knowledgeable players in the game. So that would be a really, really fun mode to see one day, but just don't really know if it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind that because like someone like me, I play on friends' accounts and I have quite a few good friends. I would say that are pretty decent players in this game, and I love playing their accounts where they have units I don't have and runes I don't have. Some accounts that I play on, the rune depth is so high, it's pretty nuts to play with. I really wish to play more of those accounts. Maybe they have like a mode later on where it's just drafting and there's a set of runes. Oh, Thompson.
No, I want to know who are your friends. I know you're friends with How to Play, but whose account do you play on?
No, I played on Josh's account a lot. I really like Josh's account, his Barbara stuff like that. Lisha's account is pretty nuts as well.
I saw her
account is
Leona.
nuts.
I saw her Leona.
Her new Leona is holy shit. Lisha's new Leona is
It's
I
5
think
hit.
the best
It's not
rune
what you
Leona.
think. It's 5 hit, dude.
it's the
Yeah.
best rune Leona out there.
I think it's the best
Play on
one.
Wayne's account?
Pardon?
Is Wayne's account still active?
I lose account. Yeah, I still play that account. Wayne's account still plays. But what's the fun in that account with like 30 LD?
Wait, you have like
monsters,
everything.
You know?
You just dick around with whatever you
Even
want.
that account has insane runes. She has runes that are faster than mine, better than mine as well. So I sometimes play those as well. I don't play those on stream as much anymore because I'm just so burned out from wings. But every often we gather, play on each other's accounts, it's pretty damn fun.
Which is
Oh,
your
that's
friend?
the best. That's the best when we all get together at like meetups and we just sit there and we play RTA and we like have like boba or something. We're just chilling. Like nothing beats those moments for me. Those are like some of my favorite all time.
Or we all get together at the meetup, we all play on one account, and then we try to snipe somebody that's streaming, and then the person that's streaming goes, "Fuck you guys!" Because like, there's like, how does he fucking win when it's like 6 people?
America's Cup, right?
Yeah, we played Talkish. Was that on your account, Brian, or whose account was it?
I think it was my account. Yeah, we were all sitting there playing it, and he's like, "Fuck you guys," because we were like really racked him in like the picking bands. It's so funny, dude.
God, that was super funny.
Yeah, so funny, dude. But yeah, who's your friend that had the Rage Nikki? Because that seemed very fun to play.
That's Alu. That's the old 30s plus LDs, right?
Like,
it has basically everything.
There are very few accounts out there.
Are Rage Nikki's now.
I think Rage Nikki is actually insane.
That thing hits hard, dude.
I think that's just like
Self-attack buff before attacking is huge.
The multiplier is insane. Yeah.
It's almost like I've never seen a non-Rage Nikki.
I mean, there used to be a lot of vile ones. Like I would say about four seasons ago.
Not Rage, like crit damage.
Yeah. Oh, you meant crit damage.
They're all
Okay.
like crit damage. Either Swift, Rage, Violent.
Oh, speaking of a Dark Panda, I gotta show this because I finally finished a rune that I've been working on for so long. It's my best rune on my account now.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh, damn.
Wait, what's the speed on that?
16 plus
21,
5.
16 plus 5. And it's a 31 defense.
I have innate too. Holy.
Oh, it's
The
innate
only
max
thing-
resist.
Literally, the only thing that could be better is if that innate was crit rate or accuracy.
Accuracy, but this is 131 efficiency. It's
Oh, well,
my best
actually,
rune on my account.
Crazy.
That's actually nuts. That if you had 3% more
Did
defense.
you re-up it?
No, I've had this account rune on my account for so long, but the gems and grinds were missing for at least 7 months. For this attack to hit +10, it took me 6 legend grinds just this month.
That's.
But I went for it
crazy.
just because I knew it was 130 efficiency. So I just wanted to have one of those runes on my account. So
Thompson's
You got
like,
to do it.
Thompson's like, I got like 5 of those, bro.
Tom's just like, oh, I got like 16
No,
of them.
it's pretty cool. It's nice.
No, he
Yeah,
looked
I
at he looked at it and he went 21 speed. That's shit.
I finally got a good ancient will rune for the first time. I got an ancient will slot 2 speed with
Oh, you
6
got
crit
slot
rate
2
and 8.
speed? Wait,
Yeah,
that's nuts.
6 crit rate and 8. I re-apped it into 24 attack, 21 HP with a flat attack and a
Oh.
resistance.
Now you gotta
So
get the
it has
grinds.
the
Good
flat
luck.
attack, but I mean, it's still good.
Good luck on the grinds and gems now. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. But yeah, that's my I'm super happy because that's actually my best rune on my account.
Mm. All right,
Yeah,
we went on a little bit of a tangent here.
It
but,
also depends on what you value more, like speed or slower, better stats. Because those.
So it's my bruiser rune, so that's why it's on my Dark Panda, right?
And
I don't
also,
have a super fast Dark Panda.
Also, slot 5 with defense, attack, HP, speed is so gold. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yes.
You cannot have you can have a million of those and you're happy.
slot
Yeah,
4 as
so-
well. Slot 4 and 5. Those are the ones that you want the most.
I think
Slot 4, no. Oh yeah, slot 4 is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you want the slot 4 and 5 to have all the grindables. And slot 2, 30 crit rate. You know what I'm saying? Like you want that
Agreed.
40 accuracy. That's what you
Agreed.
want,
Okay.
dude. Yeah, right.
See,
That's what
IslandGrown
you
is so
want.
smart.
That's what you want, bro. But anyways, back to the topic a little bit. So for those of you guys that did do some special league, what do you think about this streaking thing, like this win streaking thing? Because I know they're doing it as a test for special league. I don't think it's gonna be live for season 13, but well, what's your thoughts on it? Like, should it be implemented? Should it not be? Or what you feel so far from testing the waters?
I think it's nice. It's a good incentive to play more but it's not enough. Because when you face a C3 police and you lose 1 billion points, that's also feels bad, man, right? The C3 police that gets you because matchmaking. I don't know if the matchmaking is broken or a combination of matchmaking plus no one's playing. That's why you get a match at C3. But I don't think anything will top that until that's fixed. But it's a nice start for the streak.
Okay, so you're in favor of the streak then. If it goes live, it's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the current system where you don't have to play like every day to get your rank up, I think it's a nice system. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's gonna be good. Like the biggest problem with me this season is I was able to beat a lot of, I would say G2, G3 players who I play standardly, but it's that C3 that catches you off guard. You're queuing at night, fucking 15 points right there, and it takes me like 5 wins in a row to get 15 points, right?
Yeah.
So it really does fucking suck, right? So I hated the system. I would say it's a better system than most, but I still really hated it because I also hated doing 1,000 wings every season back then just to keep up into top 100. So I don't think there's a right way to do the system yet, but I kind of applaud Comghost for keep on trying to figure out what's the right point it is at.
Right.
So I like some things and I dislike other things. I like the win streaking because I feel like the point inflation is probably a good thing for the system. Assuming they keep it around the same as last season, people should finish around the same that they did. But if you add in the point inflation from win streaking, points go up a little bit, which means that people don't lose points as hard as they did. But the thing I have a problem with is with point inflation also comes the issue of that means we're going to have to play a little bit more if you don't have a crazy high win rate. Does that make sense?
Because now people are win rating and boosting up on the daily, you're gonna have to play to catch up to keep your rank above them, right? And if they're better at you that game,
And because of the natural point inflation, the minimum point requirements for each rank will go up.
right. But also the same thing is, if you're really a competitive player, then you should know that you can play well. And if you're not playing well, then hey, maybe that's not the rank you deserve. Then you can't win consistently, right? If you're it's just like League of Legends, man. People always meme like, hey, you're a 50-50 win like player, like you're a plat 1, but you're 50-50, 50% win rate, 50% loss rate, So it's like people meme on that. So if you're good, you gotta have over that 50%, 60, 70% win rate to be, hitting that rank. So But you're streaming.
But in League of Legends is a team of 5. How do you get 50?
Don't talk about League of Legends. You don't even play League of Legends.
But I know it's a team game.
Yeah, it's a team of 5, but people just talk about your win rate because oftentimes, it is possible if you play well, exceeding over your level, you should be able to win.
That's also my issue. Like,
What's
if
that?
you're a carry, obviously you're gonna have a better kill death ratio than like a support.
No, 50-50
Why
win
does,
rate, as
kill
in
death
like your win
ratio
losses.
even matter for?
Wait,
LOL?
not kill death. Kill death is different from win rate. Win rate is like you
Yeah,
play the
no,
game.
I know, but people
Right.
look at the kill death.
Right.
Yeah, to point out if you're doing well or not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Your
but
scores
what if
aren't
you're just a
reflected
really
how
good
well.
support?
Not always.
I mean, they can look at other things. There are tons of different stats, so that's why I don't think that's necessarily the most relevant
Fine.
thing.
All right.
Your impact isn't directly impacted by
Hey,
your kill death.
IslandGrown,
Yo,
if you want to
yo.
challenge me in LOL, you have to challenge Tyler first. If you beat Tyler, then you could play me because I'm better than Tyler.
That doesn't
So you have to
mean
pass
much.
him to play me.
That doesn't mean much.
It's like
Yikes, dog,
he
that
is
hurts.
Trial Ascension level
Just sitting there.
50. I'm Trial Ascension level 100. So play him first.
Wait, but I got rank 2.
I'm the rank 1. There you go.
No
But
one
who is
remembers-
rank 1?
Don't
Okay.
worry, man.
Right now, leave a like on this video.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Wait. Leave a like on this video. Put a comment down below if you want to see
Like,
a
comment,
stream.
subscribe.
If you want to see a stream where Summoners War players play League of Legends and Papega. If that's what you want to see, that's the content. If that's what they want
Let's
to see,
do
I'll
it.
fucking do it, dude. Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'll put you in your place. Yeah, you can. I'll put you in your place, my friend.
Let's go.
Man, I don't want to lose my
I'll
job.
see you guys on Valorant. I'm out. Bye.
I love the smack talk we get, bro. But anyways, so back to your point of the win rate and point inflation, Tyler. What
Wait,
else don't
quickly-
you like or like? Oh, go ahead.
Quickly, what Island said is, so I know how you mentioned like, oh, maybe you don't deserve that rank if you lose to these people. Well, fuck you and your Antares, okay? It happens. It fucking happens. They should delete that fucking piece of shit unit off the fucking game. It's the dumbest unit in the fucking game.
Yo, J-Man,
Sorry, that's just me throwing it out there.
you don't have Barbara?
No, I don't have Barbara.
Oh.
I know Barbara's really good. I know Barbara's really good against. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a Barbara next week. I'm summoning next week.
Like,
Okay, good luck.
If you realize in RTA right now, name any unit that's fire that is relevant that's being picked. The moment that unit is picked, you can instantly pick a Barbara and you're in a better position and you're winning the draft almost any
Yes.
time.
Any.
Any
Right.
position.
Oh.
It doesn't matter the fired unit. Whatever fired unit you can think of. Instantly,
No.
your head is, you got Barbara, you now are winning the draft, dude.
So you're
So
saying
messed
that's
up.
Barbara.
But Barbara's only
Everything
okay,
doesn't
though. She's
come
okay.
on will runes.
Say
So
again?
it's like Barbara really hits it hard.
I guess your best bet is like Vanessa's probably okay-ish against it because you still contest with speed lead, and then it's like if you're lucky you could pick a net like a Lyco, but it's probably not good enough. That's how crazy Barb is, man. Barb is ridiculous.
She's okay. Moving on.
She's
Back
her
to
own
the topic.
tier.
Back to the topic. Stop talking
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
no, no, let's talk about Barbara.
All right.
Let's talk about
Unless I get one next week, I'm gonna probably be talking about Barbara all fucking day.
No, don't, Jet.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Jeff's birthday is coming up next week. Every birthday
420.
he does a crazy big summon
Happy
session.
birthday.
So tune into that. I'll be watching that.
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Good
that.
luck. Good luck.
Good luck. Good
I
luck.
want to add to J-Max's point about
Are you summoning on Monday, like on your actual birthday?
Yeah, I'm summoning on actual birthday.
All right, cool.
What time?
cool.
What time?
Exciting.
What time you think about
I
doing
hope
it?
you pull a Masha.
Probably late noon, like 2 or 3. I'm not
That
sure
was-
yet.
Did you hear that? That was fucking toxic, Thompson.
No, no. Stop right there. Masha is better against Antares than Barbara.
I agree. That just puts
Okay.
Barbara down. I like it. It's a good statement. I agree.
This man just goes, I hope you pull a
Masha
Masha
is the highest.
instead of I hope you pull a Barbara.
You don't understand. Masha is the highest dealing damage. Masha is the highest damage dealing beast hunter, beast rider, right?
Beast rider.
Because of the passive.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And turn cycling, like how much turn she gets, it's a lot. She gets a lot.
Yeah.
I take
It's
you
okay.
seriously, Brian.
If you just want to counter Antares, Masha's your man.
What'd you say, Foxy?
I take you seriously, please. Barbara comments.
Wait, what? What about Barbara? What?
I take you seriously about any of these Barbara comments. I'm not sure what to think about it.
No, he pulled one. That's why he's being like,
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that. But I want to
Dude.
add to Antares, where J-Max said Antares is like a stupid unit where you get easy wins. I tried to have fun with RTA, and what I drafted was Antares Diana every time, and I just
You played that.
RNG'd them.
You and I played that.
And if you don't know, if you can't win, this is how you win. You draft triple Revenge Bird, Diana, and Antares. Doesn't matter what
And
they
Miho.
Oh, but Miho,
Miho.
you forgot Miho.
Don't forget about Miho.
Miho. That's 4 RNG units. You will win eventually because your team is so stupid and rely on RNG. You're gonna have fun regardless if you win or lose.
So on the second last day of the
This is the
season,
advice we're telling people now, huh?
It's actually
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Maybe
because
we are the
it's
problem.
now. Yeah,
Wait,
alright.
maybe we
It's
are the
true,
problem.
That's the problem.
No, but maybe
Like,
we're
Andy
the
and I-
problem. We're the problem. We started this. Fuck.
We are the problem.
We
Andy
told
and I played
everybody.
15 matches on the second last day of the season, and against me, he picked Diana, Antares, Miho, or Verd. Like I think 11 of the games, and Antares just 1v4'd me in 2 of them.
Yeah,
Straight up 1v4'd by Antares.
Well, what I noticed at the end of the season this season for RTA was if you outdraft them and they don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, if they're gonna pick Antares and they're gonna pick Miho, it's
Antares,
guaranteed.
Miho, Verd, Diana. Those are like the
Yeah.
4 picks everyone's gonna take against you.
That's a
I don't
starter
know,
pack.
Yeah,
Yeah, RNG starter pack.
like
It's called
Jeff
G1
has
starter
such
pack,
cute
boys.
hand. When he goes like this, it's so cute. I don't know why. Like your hands are so cute, man. They're
Me?
just like.
Me?
I see stuff. Never mind. All right, keep going.
What?
Nothing.
What's
Nothing.
just
But yeah, there's a solution. If you want G1,
What?
just pick those 4 units regardless of the draft. You'll win eventually.
what just happened?
I don't know. Chat spamming Kappa Pride. I don't know.
I have no idea what happened too.
No, Jeff was counting, but then
Oh.
his hands are like really cute. You know. I don't know. I can't explain it. They're just like really nice hands.
I'm just counting like this, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So that's why I said, you know, you know what I always say, if I get fucked by Antares, the better player wins, right? Like I've been fucked too many times this season by an Antares, and I'm really upset about that unit still. And I really think Computers should really get rid of that fucking unit.
But
Well,
like,
you
to add
don't
that
want to
point
talk
then,
to me or Tyler because we built 2 Antars in our.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
that too?
I have
2
2 Antares and
different
2 Trianas. I have Despair Will, and Violent Destroy.
Have you tried a violent Antares with 0 speed and it just keeps proccing and proccing?
My Despair Antares has +5 speed, and my Violent one is +19 speed.
+5 speed. Was that
It's
innate?
slower than my Leo.
It's an
actually-
innate.
I think it is actually.
It's
It's
slower than
literally
my
slower than my Leo. Like
Like I've tried running Antares. Mine doesn't fucking proc ever. I don't know why.
Because you're
having-
taking too many turns, or you're
Oh.
pushing their attack bar down.
so I think the thing
Oh,
with
maybe.
Half the work.
Antares is I only pick Antares when it's like that person has to go, okay, do I ban the Antares because RNG exists, or do I ban the whatever because it's the right ban? Right? I pick it just to scare someone. I don't pick it because I actually hope it's gonna do anything. If it
I
works, it
remember
works.
I remember for Worlds or for America's Cup, you see opponent pick like Diana or Vertihill, you slam Antares down.
Instantly.
Instantly.
Yep.
And then another monster is if they don't have like a reviver or if they don't have like Vanessa, you slam Daphnis down. But Daphnis is a little bit like if he misses the armor break, there goes your tournament, you know, like your tournament goodbye.
Yeah,
So-
ask Josh about it. Josh, that's how what happened to Josh.
Yeah, he got
right?
so unlucky, dude. He got so unlucky,
A lot of
dude.
people started running Lauren before the Daphnis, which also
Yeah,
makes sense.
Lauren
Or the
is
people
one
who
of-
pick, or if
yeah.
you have the Nephthys, you take Nephthys Daphnis as well. Some people were
Yes.
doing that.
Or you have the Gianna, then you go the Nephthys Gianna, and wait, that's a
Nephthys
different
Gianna,
draft.
yeah,
That's
you're
a
right,
different
you're
draft. That's a different draft. My bad. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, so I changed the topic to busted nerfs. So any units that you want to bring up.
What
of
were we
interest?
talking about before we derailed? Though?
We were talking about RTA and you know how the point system,
Oh,
how
the
it would be
point
next
system.
season. We talked about it, but now we just kind of shifted to busted nerfs, which is fine. Talk about busted nerfs. That's totally fine.
Hmm.
On certain units like Miho and stuff, like we could talk about
What
it
do you
again.
Don't say that name. Don't say that name.
All right,
What do you guys
Dark
think
Martial
of
Cat.
revenge for getting the Jeans treatment?
Revenge Fair with the Jean treatment.
Yeah, so you can't revenge and get attack bar increase. And like how Jean got nerfed where you can't heal, I believe.
I think it would be too much. I think people would stop using Verd. Verd is a good. So Verd is good and bad. He's good because he gives a lot of options versus certain types of comps. He's bad because when it works, it's way too good.
Yeah,
Right.
when you're stunned and you Vine proc and then you revenge again, like how much attack bar is that? That's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll always advocate for the change I suggested, which was the attack bar booster does not gain their own attack bar, right? So like if Verd revenges, he doesn't get his own attack bar. He pushes everyone else, but not himself.
Mhm.
Because the biggest problem I think is that he pushes himself, which essentially shortens every single turn, right? Instead of having 100% attack bar, you're guaranteed to start with 40 every turn, no matter what.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. I like it.
So like
That's-
it's good versus
not bad.
booty buff, it's good versus it's good versus enemy has speed buff. It's good versus literally everything because it shortens the amount of ticks required to get to your next turn.
Right.
It's hard for some of the free-to-play players to come up with comps against some of these really stationary teams. If Verd is not there, it's really hard for them to win. Let me give you an example. So Verd is really good during the tournaments. Like if you see another person pick like a more stationary unit, you just slam Verd, you know? So like monsters like those wind monsters that just sit there, Tyrannies, Triana, like you just slam Verd down. Even when you see like Ragdoll or what's the light one? Jaeger, you can even pick Verd. But if you take Verd out of that equation, then now what? How are you going to deal with, those stationary comps that just sit there with passives and go crazy, right?
Well, Verd was introduced back into meta a year-ish ago when the John meta was there fucking everybody when BT was like using that John crap, and then I think it was
Molong,
Skit.
John Yun Hong every game.
And then it was Skit who brought in the Verd meta, and then now Verd meta has evolved into where John is not being used anymore, and Verd is dominating these, I guess, stationary units, as Thompson mentioned. So it's a really weird unit. I use Verd a lot. I would say I have one of my better Valiant sets on Verd as well, but not for the revenge purposes, mainly for just to cycle, because these Tyrannus comps and these, I would say recently, the Bolver Harmonia bullshit, it's kind of pissing me off as well. Those comps are not fun to play with against.
Sometimes it's hard to play against those like Jaeger Ragdoll accounts as well. And like just having like Lauren and Verd, it really helps the free-to-play player to even have a little chance against it. Not that free-to-play or pay-to-play, both sides are as good, but just saying like if they ban Verd, what are the, what are they going to use?
Right. So how much do you really not like those Harmonia comps, Jeff? Like, are they actually good? Like, do they
I would
place pretty
say
high?
If you have that set of units and you learn how to play it, you can draft it into every fucking draft and you'll get G1 to mid G2 actually.
Oh, okay.
Also,
asking for a friend.
Also, it's not just that. Like some people get really lucky with their summons, but some people just been playing the game for a long time but are really unlucky with their summons, so they have really good rune quality, So like just having a really well runed like Lauren Bird versus someone that's not that good that just got lucky with their summons that pulled a ragdoll, then Comtois has the Lauren Bird to combat that. You kind of know what I mean?
Yeah, but like my original question was nerfing the revenge treatment, right? Because one revenge proc plus a bond proc changes the tide of the battle so quickly because of that revenge proc, right? And I'll give you an example here. From a cleaving standpoint, accountability for RNG is my biggest gripe about playing RTA. When the Antares procs, for example, that's a big one. But my biggest one is when the enemy Verd is on revenge because who's not on revenge, and they revenge proc you after the first skill. Like let's say you use Gemini and you crushing hit second skill, Verd revenges. Now your whole team gets cut because Verd revenged, then you instantly lost. For people who run the Gemini Gani Authority at the top, you instantly lose because of revenge. And there's no accountability for RNG, which really makes me not want to play and I hate the game.
Season 10 and 11, I ran Gemini Gani Oki and I did pretty well with it. And yeah, most of my matches on turn 1, if they had a Verd, I'm pretty fucked. You just leave. And don't get me wrong, I've done it to make it a Buntu where I drafted a Verd, his Wunsa goes, and then it's GG for him, right? It happened on stream multiple times, and it's super. I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah, I know exactly what Foxy means, and it's so frustrating, right? And then you see that it revenges and it procs. It's not even a 45% chance; it's a fucking 15% chance. Every single time, and then hit it.
Finish. Brian.
Let's dissect it a little bit. So, do you agree that like RNG though should be a part of the game, or else it would be too stale? Like, do you agree on that? Or
yes, I agree, but there needs to be some accountability. Like you have to expect it in some way, and it can't be game changer where you instantly lose.
Right, because it's tough. It's tough because I have to say I'm a big advocate of the RNG, but I do also understand like when it's low probability it occurs. But is it just because a lot of people are just in hindsight are like what is it? It's like you just feel like it's always procking at the opportune moments, and you're not understanding that it's not during all those other moments that you're winning. You know what I mean? Like what is it mostly? Right. I want to see like the actual statistical. Like,
So the issue actually is, so you know how and you play E7 as well, so you know
Right.
this fairly well. In E7, I don't know how much you play the RTA, but every turn there is very impactful, right? Every turn is like a huge, you do a ton of damage, or you have this huge buff or something. That's kind of the issue with what we're doing with the buffs in Summer's War. Every turn, every proc, every new unit that comes out, every turn they take has become so impactful that every proc is just like an exponential increase of strength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like before, it used to be, okay, you proc cooldown reduction, a little bit of damage, or damage cooldown reduction, right? It was very like one to maybe like a little bit more than one dimensional. Nowadays, it's like, okay, you procced, now you defense break, attack bar reduce, and you sleep a unit, right? It's like you proc once, suddenly your whole team is going to move before the enemy, right? There's so much more impact to every proc now because of the way we've buffed units up to like meet the bar, and then the way we've implemented new units like the Beast Riders, right? Every Beast Rider turn is really impactful, especially the first, second, and then the fourth turn is really impactful. Savannah's first turn is huge. Barbara's first turn is huge. Their second turn is also huge, right? So if you go skill 3 and then violent proc into skill 2, a unit will die no matter what. Like you just kill a unit no matter what, right? If it's Verd, if you revenge, your whole team is now going to cut that person, right? Or if you violent, right? You take a turn and then you violent again, right? Your team just went from being 0 to being 80. Right? What about when Lauren procs? When Lauren procs, she goes from shutting down 1 unit to shutting down 2 units and taking the next turn over somebody else.
Right. I mean, but it's tough, you know what I mean? Like it's a tough balance. Like I see what you're saying, and I've experienced it. I mean, let's be real. Like we all have experienced it in RTA. But then, like, what did you say to a certain extent? You have those same probabilities as well. Like you always feel like it's happening to you, but I mean, don't you do it as well, right? Like how can we balance it though? I mean, like obviously you're running more cleave cots, more swift, so obviously not gonna happen too much for you, right, Foxy? So I understand that.
Those units in general, as we mentioned, like what Barbara, whatever, all of them do have counters as well. I actually believe that Antares doesn't have a counter because it's not predictable. Like you can see attack bar for every unit, but Antares is not predictable. It can go fucking 4 turns in a row out of nowhere. So that's why I hate that unit, and that's why that's my biggest problem with that unit. Is at least you know what, if you want to use a unit that's gonna be in tournament and stuff, it should be predictable. So I'm expecting it to take a turn, but you can never expect Antares to take a turn. The only thing you're expecting is it's gonna take every turn, which is not ideal as well, right? So that's why I really hate
RNG, which is like,
yeah, it's way too much RNG versus like, you know what, 22% or 27%, that's predictable. And I've played some matches where on stream I'm like, I proc twice. That Fran is gonna proc out of sleep and gonna heal, and I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lose this. And you know what? I called it, right? Which is fine. But Antares, you can't actually predict it. That's the biggest problem.
So what if Antares, if they added some conditioning to him, right? I think the biggest issue is the condition doesn't exist. The condition is basically just 15% chance, and then it increases. We don't know what it increases by. It's not a flat amount. Most likely, it's a multiplied amount. But what if, we added, let's say, a hard limit to how much it could go up by, or we knew exactly how much it could go up, or maybe there's a cooldown on it, right? It's like Antares procs, and then he has to get another turn before he can proc, right? So that solves 2 issues. One, that solves the issue of people building Antares on 0 speed and shitting on you because they proc 3 times in a row. It forces people to take stats away from damage or away from tankiness and put it towards speed, right? What if he can't proc on enemy sleep? Like right when an enemy takes a turn when they're sleeping, Antares Hathor is really good, right? Because you sleep the enemy for 8 turns basically, and then 7 because you woke 1 unit up. But every time they wake up from 2 turns sleep to 1 turn sleep, you can get a proc, right? That's huge. That's way too strong. So what if we added conditions to the Antares passive to make it less oppressive?
Like to add your point, Tyler, you said condition, right? That is accountability for RNG. You can expect something and play around it. Like that's the biggest thing. You can't play around this RNG. And I understand RNG is a way to come back potential for free-to-play users or people who don't have the rune quality and they just draft it in order to win, right?
Or even just weaker players.
Where it feels really, really bad to outskill them in every possible way and then lose to 5 Antares procs or revenge proc, whatever it is, right? It just feels so bad to lose to that.
Yeah, it does feel bad, but there's a lot of entertainment value as well, right? I mean, it's
I agree.
yeah, it makes content as well, and I think in like almost every single other like esport, there are some factors of this as well, right? Like people get fucked in Hearthstone, and then all of a sudden in Hearthstone, you draw like 3 cards, and now you just literally just won, or you played a card that like those random cards that randomly give you like whatever you can choose whatever cards and you get lucky with it. I mean, and you just win, right? There's a bunch of different games.
People actually like that, right? Like we like seeing it once in a tournament just because it's like, oh, I can't believe he did that. He's making history. Oh my god, this is an esport, once in a lifetime opportunity. But really, what it comes down to is like that's not what people want. People want condition to it because we like RNG, but we don't like completely random, no possibility to predict or make probability assumptions towards it. We like to have this idea that we can predict things as they go. We really hate the idea that we have literally no fucking idea when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? You lose all sense of control, right? That's why CC comps are comfortable. People like control. People like to know how things are going to go. People like Irresistible because they know it gives them control, right? The issue is that there is nothing you can control about Antares unless you CC him for 2 turns.
And even then, in 2 turns, it can proc out of 2 turns.
It can proc 2 turns back to back, and you will never know that.
But I guess
I
guess to a certain extent though, even though you don't know he's gonna proc, you do know he's gonna proc, and you're playing and you're drafting, you're playing around the Antares still and other factors. So I mean, you are playing around it, right? I mean, I know we're talking about Antares, but has Antares been really, really bad this season as it was before? I feel like it's been a little bit better. There's other things that have been worse. You think it's actually been worse this season?
Because when I lose, it's usually to a C3 for 15 points. Let's just say that.
Okay. I agree with that you guys said earlier.
It's bad because it's the extreme cases, right? It's like Antares proc 5 times in a row, and you're like, okay, well, there's literally nothing I could have done to stop that.
Right.
Yeah,
and that just sucks.
Like Island, as you mentioned, like Hearthstone and stuff like that. But there's a difference between Antares procking or top decking something that you already pre-planned that is in your deck, right? That's the foreseeable that player could top deck that card, right? And then if they drop a monster like Ragnaros or whatever, as 1 in 6 chances to hit you, face and loot, kill the right unit and stuff, that's still probability. But it's still, you can technically foresee it. You can't foresee when Antares takes a turn. That's what I'm trying to say. I played Hearthstone for many years as well, and I completely love that aspect because I was a mage player too, so I love that shit. But Antares being unforeseeable and unpredictable is a little too much.
I see.
I just don't want that mechanic to be continuously added to the game.
So it's Antares and violent procs, or what? Because I'm trying to see like what we can do, right? We're trying to figure out the issue and see if we can suggest like problems, right? Because we're saying what we don't like about it, but we gotta really come up with what are the suggestions to fix it, right? That's what we want to work together to.
We already gave you all of that. Like we said, accountable RNG, and we explained what that would be.
But this is what I'm just saying. That's for the Antares, right? But what about for the violent procs? Because that's just Antares, you know what I'm saying?
The violent procs already have their accountability. They get lowered.
Yeah, so they get lowered, and not just that. If I see a unit that I expect to be on violent, I expect it to proc every turn. Like at least I can know that. Like, oh, Hathor's gonna strip and sleep me when I draft it. Maybe that's not as good of an idea. That's my way of thinking. But Antares could proc on turn 1. It could proc on turn 6. It can never proc as well. So that's does that make sense? It's kind of,
but to a certain extent, it's like the same but different. Like just from my perspective, it's like it feels the same but different. You know, like you while you're playing against an Antares, I know it's toxic, but you're like, okay, it's been 4 turns, he hasn't moved yet, has a high probability of moving. Should I cleanse my unit or should I use S3 with Fran? Probably gonna use my S3 because I need the immunity now because just in case he procs. So now you're playing around the Antares, right? Same as when your opponent is gonna violent proc. You're like, okay, that's on Vile, that can happen, so I'm gonna do this instead, right? You kind of play around the Antares, but there's still the unpredictability. So like if you're saying that, I'm just trying to put it in line. If you're saying that Antares is causing a lot of problems, which he is, and is unpredictable, and we want to fix the unpredictableness, then we need to take away violent procs as well. Then technically it's the same, right? It's also unpredictable to a certain extent. So
I think you change violent procs with existing percentages. You just cannot consecutively violent proc twice on your same turns. Let's say your verb proc, now your Fran just can't proc and cleanse another unit like that. Let's play around it, knowing you can't get procced on twice. Like 2 procs.
That will nerf violent too much, Foxy.
Too much? That's just my suggestion. But
I think it's a good The direction is okay, but I think that exact example is going to be too much. I agree with Thompson on that.
Yeah, I think the change. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's
Sorry.
accountable.
Sorry, I
Sorry,
didn't hear you. What
I
you
just
said?
want-
I missed you. Go ahead.
I just want like the Antera suggestion, right? There's accountability to it, right? So as long as bomb proc, there's some accountability to it that you can account for the RNG and not just get 12%, 24% every time. I think that would be a good direction.
Okay.
And sorry, one thing is that when you look at Hathor, it takes 2 turns, right? It's gonna take 2 turns. So you still gotta wait for the attack bar to fill. So you know that 2 turn might be coming, and at that point you think, is he at 27% or is he at 12%? So I do think about it like that, where this Hathor's at 12%. Most likely it's not gonna proc. I'll be in a better spot. But Antares, like I said, could proc into a proc into a proc into a proc. The attack bar doesn't need to fill. That's my biggest issue with the unit. I am still okay with dealing with Antares, but I don't want that mechanic to continuously get added to the game.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, it's exciting to watch less last year's Antares proc like there's no tomorrow. But now that that's over, let's put that under the rug and let's just try something else.
Okay.
For the new season.
All right, we got a couple minutes left here, so any last thoughts and words? I guess we can continue with this
How about
topic for a little
Miho?
bit. Sure, we'll finish up with the talk about Miho
I
then. Go
saw
ahead.
Thompson's
Of course.
stream. You
Delete-
got some
delete this
undeserved
unit.
wins, and you saw.
For Miho, I think there needs to be a change for Miho. Everybody's been seeing it drafted, but for the people that have, I've been talking about it for like the last week. For the people that are having problems with it in Siege, I think it's very easy to handle in Siege and Guild Wars, and maybe even Special League if people want to have fun. Since we're talking about building units to have fun, try the Fire Barb. I think the Fire Barb literally just destroys Miho, especially in
Sutra?
Siege. Yeah, especially
Also,
in Siege.
Yeah, in Siege, yeah.
But
I this is my take on Miho. Well, Foxy don't like Miho because he likes cleaving, and then
Yeah, so my opinion is a little bit skewed. So I want your opinion.
but
saw
I
you win
have
some
opinions
matches.
on
Have
Miho
one.
as well, and well, everybody has their opinion, but Miho, there's not really much counters for Miho, but except for healers, to be honest. Like everything
Fran,
you
right?
have that
Stuff
deals
like that.
damage deals
Yeah.
damage, but then like you bring like Fran, Ileana, stuff like that, or maybe Triana not on crit damage, whatever. The healers counter Miho, but no one, even the person that has the triple healing comp or the person playing against it, no one likes playing a full team of healers, right?
Can you also counter
Yeah,
with,
so
with
Miho is like really advocating for people to just bring like 3 healers or 4 healers to
Like, can't you play aggressive as well? Like with bombs, you have Sierra, you have Molong,
Can't
you
rely on
have
Sierra,
Bulwark,
obviously.
you have Molong,
Oh,
yeah,
Bulwark,
that's one
Icarus.
unit. The Sierra bomb, I understand. I love
Molong,
Sierra.
Molong, Icarus, Bulwark. I mean, I'm just giving counters. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
saying she's not OP.
You're
I'm just giving
trying to pick
counters.
multiple units to counter one unit.
Multiple units to snipe,
they have
and
both.
then
You have,
after
to, you have
that,
to bring
well.
2 of them. You have to bring 2 of them no matter
But
what. You can't bring
you're
one
trying
of
to
them.
you're trying to say like I'm bringing in a unit specifically just for Miho when the unit's still good in the draft against a lot of
But-
people.
Well,
if
for
you
most
bring
of those
human,
units
just
aren't
does
good in the
more
draft.
than,
Actually,
like,
that's
it's
the
So,
problem.
so you're saying like Harmonia and like Bulwark, Molong comp is not good against in that draft?
Well, you're not
Just
picking a
general?
Miho into that, so like that's an irrelevant thing to bring up, right? You're not draft. No one's first picking Miho in regular leagues. They're only doing that in special leagues.
Here we go.
This is my
Pepe Lab.
opinion. This is my opinion
Yeah,
with
okay.
Miho.
Especially, I
I
agree.
find myself like this is my opinion with Miho. I find myself picking more healers now because I'm scared of them picking Miho. Like I'm not picking a lot of like crit damage, crit rate monsters. I don't know about you guys, but that's the way I deal with Miho. Well, of course, there's Sierra, Gianna, and there's also like Icarus. But I also tried Icarus. It didn't deal enough damage to kill Miho. I'm like, oh crap, yeah. And you need a lot of HP on the Icarus to kill a
Yeah.
Miho. It's crazy.
You
You're-
need over 45k to be safe.
45k.
Oh,
Yeah, so
And
you
you're,
said-
Well, because you only do
Icarus
half, right? You
earlier.
only do half.
I'm like,
so
I
you
don't
need
know
like
about that.
42ish from.
The
Rune.
more consistent route is I bring Ilusia, Fran, Lauren,
Lauren's pretty good because the heal block.
Ileana, Garuda, but just like stuff that heals. And then you end up having like so much heals, and you're like, oh, I hate playing like this, but
So-
Miho.
so for me, I actually don't even have a Miho built yet, but I'm about to. Season 12, I've never had an issue with Miho just because of the comp that I play. I play Hathor Fran comp, so those are units that are never gonna have crit anyways, right? So I don't know how I feel about Miho, but I watched Fate Memory get dicked down by fucking Miho every single day, 3 times a day minimum.
Yeah, it's fun.
100%. I don't. And Taurus, you could kind of argue, but 100% Miho's a problem. For sure.
Needs a nerf.
It's too much.
Especially for special league. Especially for special league.
Yeah, special league for sure. I was watching Josh do his wings last night on stream. Every pick was Miho. Miho. I'm like, why am I even gonna reroute for special league if I have to fight that shit all day?
That's okay. Like for special league, I've already said many times though, if there's fuck ups and whatnot, special league is fine. Right? But now that we've seen it and it actually accentuates the issue, it's good. Now we address it, but it needs to have some kind of fix for a regular RTA for sure.
So there's a couple things that make Miho an issue in my opinion, because right now like the best ways to deal with Miho is to like one shot it with these like fixed damage costs, right? We use Malong or we use Sierra or we use, you know, all this stuff that we've been talking about, right? That's currently what we use to beat it for most people. Some people use attack break. In regular league, one of the best setups was using a shield set, like, or getting a unit that gives you a shield, or having really high defense units and then using dots. Because what happens is when its skill 1 revenges you, it doesn't heal for enough, and then the dots kill it, right? But that's extremely unreliable, right? We all know that's extremely unreliable. The problem is as this progresses, people are going to realize, and okay, I guess one more thing, you can use Fire Barb versus it. I built a Rage Will Fire Barb specifically for Special League because I got so mad at Miho. It's like 200. It's like 200. I don't know. It's way up there for damage. It hits like 22k with attack buff. But the thing is, people realize that that's what kills it. So what they're going to start doing is they're going to start building their Miho with more HP. And then it's still going to be the exact same problem. It's just worse.
But for a special league, you're also trading up. You're also trading down because you're trading a 4-star for a 3-star. So you're kind of lost on the draft already. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the crazy advantage, right? And then on top of that, I think the kit is insane. The base stats are absolutely insane. Miho, like, I understand Miho has 9k base HP, but Miho also has 119 base speed, right? I've talked about this before. I think that like one of the biggest issues in the game is units that awaken in speed, because I think it creates such a huge gap in diversity for units. But with Miho specifically, sorry, 1 second, Tom, let me finish this. With Miho specifically, the other condition for her that makes her really strong is you don't need to have crazy high crit, because if they crit you and you revenge, you're guaranteed to crit.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Skillful.
So like my Miho is 250 crit damage with like plus 1.8k attack on like 65 crit rate, and it just destroys people sometimes. Because it's guaranteed crit on revenge, and I don't need vampire because skill 1 has built-in lifesteal.
So is that a start then, to lower the heal on S1 and take away the crit on S1? Is that a start?
I think you just take away the healing on skill 1.
The problem isn't, I'm telling you, Miho's problem. No monster in this game should have this ability, cannot die on crit. Like, that is the problem. I'm telling you, man.
It's not accountable, I agree.
Right? Set it to be conditional.
The attack bar gain or whatever, the problem is, like, no monster in the game should have that ability. If you put it on any monster, it's broken.
Like, make it once per turn or something. But then if you make it once per turn, she still gets 30. She gets 30% attack bar every single time.
She gets a cut in every So,
any unit that has anything to do with crit seems to be really strong, huh? God damn. Like attack gauge boosting when you crit things on your team.
Unless you're from Europe.
All right.
You know, at the end of season 12, I saw Josh remove crit from his Barbara just because so that he can have a chance at Miho. He removed crit from his Masha and
still
Barbara.
Crit. He's still crit. He's still crit.
He's still crit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's the bad play?
I have 20 crit rate on my Garuda, and I crit the Miho like 4 times or 3 times.
Did you pick the blue
crazy.
Garuda? Wait, did you pick
That's
the
the
blue one or the
problem.
white one?
The water one? The water Garuda?
That's really unlucky, dude.
No, I mean, like, it's true. Like, I did it on stream too. Anyway, no monster in Summoner's War should have that ability, like, cannot die on crit. Let's put it on any monster in the game. You'll be like, whoa, that monster's broken.
Yeah.
It's because all units have crit no matter what to begin with, right? So
Yeah, 15, right?
Yeah, so
Some monsters are even like, they awaken to crit. Like, you bring Okeanos or whatever, it awakens to crit.
I got it. So if you don't crit, it doesn't die and it revenges you. Fuck them. Change it.
Yeah, I like that. I'll take
You know the other thing.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how bad or how good that would be. I just throwing something out on the field. Fuck
Hey,
it.
my opinion is no monster in Summoner's War should have that ability, cannot die against crit.
Another thing that's kind of relevant to bring up is that I forgot what I was gonna say.
Damn, I agree.
Sorry.
I had it. I was right there.
Yeah,
Right
Name
there.
any
True.
light and dark monsters that need a buff right now. Just give them that ability cannot die on crit. It's just OP. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
so good.
Shazam and Han. Shazam and Han. I'm in.
Right? What? Who do you want that on?
Han or
Put that
Shazam.
on Amanda? Who do you want that on? Jara? Put that on Jara.
The light Odin.
Light Odin, yeah, you put that ability on Light Odin.
Can I
That ability is so good.
might as well just throw it into my light vamp. It just revenges when you crit him. Thanks. He already survives, but now he just revenges when you crit him, and
Revenging is okay.
and it reduces his
Not
cooldown. That'd be
dying
nice.
On crit is crazy. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Like, my problem with Miho is it literally counters a whole playstyle for being good. You crit rate, you get countered for being good at the game, but also it makes you draft in a way where if you don't ban him, you need 2 units to play around it, right? Like, and then if you're force ban the Miho, what if there's like another degenerate LD on the field that you can't deal with either, right?
What do you draft? What do you draft usually, Foxy? Like at the beginning and stuff.
So in Special League, I'm literally relying on my Garo to stun it, and then I skill one with my my Megan or a crushing hit from Draco.
Dots,
but in regular league,
I remember.
League, the stat is huge because of the shield point that Tyler put out, but also because of the heal block, right? So in Special League, I can leave it up and then ban like an LD unit. But like
someone in chat said you should try Orochi. It's just meme on
yeah,
it,
it
dude.
sounds like a way to be Fighter 1, yeah.
So what I was gonna say, and you brought it up when you said you're crushing hits. I'm kind of sad that they changed Chiwu's skill 2 to be can't glance or whatever it was. They changed it from guaranteed crushing to something else that's not as good against Miho, which makes me really sad. I think they changed it to like can't glance or something. Is his skill 2 or something like that? I don't know. They changed it. It used to be the same as the Brownie Magicians, where it was skill 2 was always crushing hits, and then they took that away. And
Nice.
Which sucks because now I can't kill Miho guaranteed with it.
Yeah, it used to be you
Right.
can't glance, and then after that, it would always apply debuffs, right? No matter what. The Curse of
Yeah,
Beautiful you're talking about?
I much yeah. No. I'm talking about Chiwu skill 2.
Oh,
More than
Chiwu's
Star,
skill
whatever.
2. Yeah, I think they changed that.
I
Chiwu's
read
skill-
this in my YouTube comment here where people in Fighter
Best when
don't
muted.
want to
Oh,
with
sorry.
Miho
Sorry.
because they have no crit rate anyways. So what do you guys think of that?
I get that
Can't
YouTube comment a lot, so I thought you just got the
So-
same guy.
Are you telling me that I need to rune a Babo crit rate on every unit in the game?
Yes.
Because I will. I'll go do it right now.
Someone on
Even
my
if you ruin your monsters with no crit rate, you are gonna crit the Miho. That's just how it
I
works,
know.
man.
Yeah, it
And
happens.
it's so weird. Yo, my Leica has like 75% crit rate, and it kills a Miho in one shot. I was like, whoa, what is this look?
Oh, I killed a Miho
It's
with
so
a
random.
Vertihowl.
I don't know how it works. Yes, what's up?
I killed a Miho with my Vertihowl once.
I've also done that. Yep. 94 crit.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
94 crit is 10 out of 10.
You just can't be 100 crit rate anymore, guys. It's not
Yeah.
viable.
The thing is, it's a pretty interesting unit. It was funny when it first started. Now it's just kind of like, fuck this unit. It's destroying Special League. It's destroying RTA.
So if they start with taking away the heal on S1, you think that would be strong? Because it would make it a little bit more easy. It would make it a lot easier to kind of get it down and get rid of the thing.
It would enforce a specific rune style on it. So the biggest issue I find with having the heal on skill 1. So the heal on skill 1 is 20% of your damage dealt is recovered as HP, and you're guaranteed to crit with skill 1 on revenge. So the issue with that is that Violent Miho is really good.
Fuck it, you
Right?
gotta go on violent.
Because you have built-in lifesteal, and you have lifesteal for a decent amount too.
That unit is so good. People could ruin it any way they want. Swift, Vampire,
Triple whale.
Despair, Rage,
I
Violent.
have Rune on Rage. It's so good.
Ask me like how to ruin it. Mine is probably the top 10 worst rune Miho in the world, and it still gets the job done.
That's
Didn't you make
that's a joke.
70 Miho or something?
It's not Swift, but anyway.
Jesus.
But anyway, like I'm telling you, you can ruin Miho any way you want. The ability is just too packed.
It rewards you for being bad. That's all it is.
I mean, I
It
agree.
rewards you for being bad.
I mean, when it comes down to a unit and you think about it and you're like, okay, how do I counter it? And the only things you can think is shit, I should have picked it, or shit, I need to ban it. Then yeah, there's an issue. There's definitely an issue for sure.
Have you
If
guys-
you were gonna build Miho for RTA, you should skill her. She's actually worth it. 100%. She's so good.
Don't. That's the stupidest advice ever. They're gonna nerf it. Don't listen to this idiot, dude. They're gonna nerf it, and everyone's gonna be like, he told me to use Devilmon. Don't do it, dude. Wait.
Hey, I never said use Devilmon. I said skill it up. You do that however you want to do that.
Wait a minute.
Skill it up.
It's gonna get nerfed, dude.
The worst part is every special league, every like 3-4-star special league or 20-star, every league from now on, you're gonna be really scared of Miho. From here on out, it's like it's always gonna be, unless they nerf it. Hoping they do. Yeah.
Or they just give us pre-ban and 4-star league.
They're not gonna nerf. Let's be honest. They're not gonna nerf. I think Nat 3.
I think if they nerf her, realistically, what should happen is they should tune the attack bar gain down. Because her attack bar gain on passive is 30%. That's a lot. That's old Feng Yen, dude. You guys remember old Feng Yen?
Yeah.
That's a lot of attack bar, right?
Yo, speaking of Feng Yen could use a buff, man.
Just give him a better awakening. Just give him accuracy awakening.
How you gonna
Because
give
there's no reason for him to have crit.
My God, crit
He doesn't
rate
need crit.
awakening.
It doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, yo, fuck the crit rate awakening, dude. I don't need the crit rate.
Well, crit rate awakening is literally useless because the damage you get from passive can't crit. So like
Or
you
you
literally
can
don't
up
do
your
any
crit
bonus
rate
damage.
Goes with him, right?
Now people bring Feng Yang into Miho, they'll still never fucking kill that piece of shit.
Yeah, because you have 30% base crit rate. Like what the fuck?
No, the worst part is like sometimes you bring in like Feng Yen to counter Artemil or Ragdoll, and then it's like it crits all the time. You're like, oh my god, yeah.
I think there are other units that need a buff instead of Feng Yan, like Ariel.
Yeah, I agree.
We talked about that many times.
So
I want
five-star.
Ariel rework. I just want a
If
whole.
Ariel cannot die on crit, it'll be so good. Right?
This is a non-stop unit.
I
It has,
can't
like, the
Lucian
worst
Ariels
skill 1 and the
anymore.
worst
Oh my
skill 2,
god.
but like that passive is broken, man.
Wait, that's it. Nerf the Miho and give it to Ariel. We're good.
No.
Then I'm playing Bolong Bulwark Harmonia, baby. I'm Bolong Bulwark Harmonia and Ariel.
I have an
Fuck
idea
yeah,
for
dude.
Ariel.
I'm down, dude. I'm fucking down, dude.
I have an
Please.
idea for Ariel that kind of fits in the theme of an Archangel. Like it'll
Okay.
be cool if every time the passive is whenever you heal, it does damage.
For its damage, what?
Like
It does
healing
that much
increases
damage.
or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's a passive, so he doesn't have the skill 3 anymore. He can only deal damage with like skill 2. But he could bring like
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
over.
healers. I don't know. All right, I
They should.
don't know how to buff Ariel.
If they're giving Ariel that passive that Miho gets, what if you need to feed Miho into Ariel and get a better passive for it?
Oh god. Nat 7 now. Turns into a Nat 7. It's a 2A 5-star. Wait a minute.
But anyways, have you guys ever sat there and go like, who at the Comcast office in Korea thought this was a good idea? Have you ever sat there and just go like, who was really bored and thought Antares needed this dumbass buff?
No, you know
Or
why they
Miho
did it,
needed-
right? The reason why they released it was because of the Diana and the Verd Rain. Because of the prominence of like
but
Diana and
Antares was good before that. I used Antares for years before that because Fwa built it and
No,
was
no,
like,
no. I
check
said
this out.
Verd
And I was like,
and wait, what does Antares have to do? I said Verd and Diana. Verd and Diana.
But the emergence of Verd and Diana was the reason why they changed Antares. But Antares used to cut before. They just
No, he's
buffed
talking
his
about
passive to
Miho.
No, for Miho, they were like,
Sorry.
oh, a lot of
I
people
thought-
playing
I thought Jeff
Diana.
said
Let's make a Miho, right? For those particular units.
I thought Jeff said Antares. My bad.
No, it's not good. But I think that's the thought process on it. Right, then after the release, they're like, okay, maybe this unit's a little bit.
Oh
more mature.
shit, we fucked up. Now they're just laughing their ass off.
I know.
I'm sure they watch Twitch and watch YouTube clips too, right? And they see these people constantly getting dicked down by Miho or Antares. They're like getting a kick out of it.
Whatever happens, man, I really just hope that they come out with a surprise balance patch note halfway into the next season again. Like, the timing would be good again. I think it'd be nice.
I hope they do it before the season starts.
Oh, even better.
And speaking of the season, that Fairy King transmog, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I really like the transmog. I think
Beautiful.
they're stepping it up. They're stepping
think-
it up for sure.
I think nowadays it doesn't matter when they drop the balance patch as long as it's not like 2 weeks before the season ends because we have permanent free rune removal, so it doesn't really matter as much.
True.
I think that's huge.
Change-
Yeah, so I
We
think
changed
that's a
it
pretty
whenever
good
we want,
job.
right?
Yeah.
And to go back to like the earlier point, I think one of my favorite things about why I like RTA is because they made that change. If I'm frustrated with a comp, I can literally ruin a new one. In the last 4 days of RTA, I used 7 different comps because I was so mad at the first 6.
That's true.
I ended up just giving up and making a 274 speed Violent Fran, and that was the answer.
I wonder how many
Violent
people
Fran
actually
was just better than everything.
I wonder how many people actually utilize the free RTA change. Like they draft into a guy and they're like, oh fuck this guy. Get out of the draft, quickly change their rune set onto a Swift Ganny or some shit, then queue back into the guy and fuck him over, you know, and just benefit from the free RTA because you could set up rune sets and just click 2 buttons and it just swaps the whole set.
I mean,
right?
The nice thing about it really is
It's
that
free.
like if you feel like you want to try something you've never tried before, it doesn't cost 5 million mana to do it. It doesn't cost
It's big.
10 million mana to do it, right? You just do it and you're like, wow, this is cool, or wow, this doesn't work. You know, maybe I made a mistake here, right? Changing little things all the time isn't going to impact your account super heavily. Like I understand some of you guys have tons of mana, right? Jeff, you have like 500 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have like 10 million mana. So like if I make changes the way I do in RTA, like it was old stuff, like I'd be 0 mana 24/7, right? I've changed enough runes to probably go through like 50 million mana in reruns in the last couple weeks, because every time I just like adjust speed tuning by 1 now.
Right.
It's nice. It's nice to be able to like just freely change it without even having to think about it or worry about it even a little bit.
I do wish there's a tab for you to like just copy and paste your rune set from RTA to.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So we got
Oh
one
my
way.
God.
We want to branch it out so it goes the other way. That'd be nice. That'd be very
Like
nice.
just one button. Instead of use same as RT or use same as
Yes.
normal, right? It's huge. I really want that.
I agree.
Right now,
Copy from Blink.
I also have a different idea. I hope like when you rune up a unit, you can rune them up 1 unit 2 ways, right? And also like right when you pick the monster, it gives you like 3 seconds to pick type A or type B. So you don't have to pick.
That
I
devalues
like
dupes. That devalues dupes a lot.
So I like the
Yeah,
idea,
okay.
but I think it would be too difficult to do, because then you'd have sets that like over like you. So are you saying basically you'd have to have 2 separate sets and those sets are locked away, know whether you
Well, it
can use
comes
those
from like
runes?
Street Fighter. You know, you get to pick your own like V skill. So like it's kind of like, oh, okay, when I'm going to the RTA, do I want my type A or type B Antares instead of
Interesting
like trying to
concept.
find the same Antares? I always have to click it and see if like, oh, that's the violent one, that's the the spare one, or the triple revenge bird, or the swift Ganymede and stuff like that, right?
And there's an easy fix for that, which kind of
Okay.
goes to what
think-
you're saying, and that is basically release like markers, right? I've asked for rune markers for a while, so I don't think there'd be anything different from giving us monster markers. You have a Swift and a
But-
Vile Ganny, why should you have to check it? You should know, hey, I put a star on this is my Vile Ganny. I put a circle on this is my Swift Ganny. I want markers in the game.
What about an alternative to that?
But
It
this way,
fits what you want, Thompson, but it's a little bit different.
But,
So if you have 2,
let me finish
sorry,
real
go.
quick.
Yeah.
This way, like people don't have to build 2 Ganymedes, and summon 2 Ganymedes, because
But-
right now the crystal is pretty important, and this way people could try it, but and try different builds. I think it's cool. Okay, you could finish, Tyler.
So I like the idea. I think it's really great. At first, I was thinking, okay, what if we only had that for tournaments? And then I thought, okay, well, there's another way to do this. The reason I don't think it's good is because it does devalue dupes of certain units. But like you said, ancient crystals are really valuable, so maybe that's a good thing to do that. What I was thinking is if you have 2 of the units, what happens is you can rune both of them, and then when you click a Ganny, you can just select which Ganny you want. But because you already have 2 of them and both of them are ruined, right?
I think
that
it'll
would
bring
just be
up
like
the
a
skill
bridge.
level.
It is.
I think it'll bring up the skill level and the RTA complexity if you could pick between type A and type B. Like, let's just imagine you bring a Leo in, and then you could pick like you want vampire or you want violet, just for different scenarios, But that's my
I just skilled a second Ganny, so let's not talk about this.
Okay.
I literally just skilled up a Swift.
Yeah.
I
And
just
I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they'll do that. But in terms of like actually like
Okay.
implementing like a rune marker and a monster marker, I would like that. Right? Easier
Well-
access for you to click which one you want. But you need to build both. If you want both, you need to build both.
Hmm.
Why do you get a freebie?
Well,
Why do you get a
Jeffrey-
buy one get one free? Right?
Jeff
build
Mack
one.
is gonna pull 2 Barbaras. So in this case, he can make a Swift one and he can make a violent one, right? But then he could, now he can feed one and pick type A or type B.
But that's
and
too
he
much
can have a
value.
Swift and a violent one.
Do you think Comp wants to give us that much value? Free Devilmon value like that instantly? Instead of having Devilmon 2, you only Devilmon 1?
I think it'll raise
Right.
I think it'll really change up the meta. So
yeah, I do agree. If you have stuff like that, people are gonna run more Swift Hathors, Swift Daphnis, Violent Daphnis,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It does gonna make you start thinking a lot more as well. I don't know if it's good or bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just it will be very interesting.
I-
That's
I-
for sure.
yeah.
Business
how about you,
decision.
Foxy?
Yeah, go ahead, Foxy.
I just think it's gonna be a business decision. I really don't care because I'll have
Exactly.
to do units anyways. It's gonna be a business decision. Overall, they're gonna make less money, and if that's what they want. But the thing is, RTA is only so competitive, right? So the guys who are at the top who can afford 2 different units, they can probably afford it, right?
Yeah.
And the guys lower, they probably don't really have the rune depth to make Swift Ganny, Violent Ganny, or something like that, right? But it doesn't really matter to me. I just think it's a business decision.
Yeah.
Even for the people on the top who whales, it's going to benefit them as well, because like and it definitely benefits people that are free to play, so they can make like 2 Elusias, like 1 violent, 1 swift. But let's just say like you're a whale, then if you have like a Jaeger, you could ruin it violent, you could ruin it vampire, and pick which one you want, you know, entering the draft.
It will benefit even people
Based
like
on the
Paul,
situation.
Gitomido, and shit, because they're gonna have fucking violent Gianna, Swift Giannas, and shit like that. That would
Yes.
benefit. It would benefit everybody for sure.
Yes.
That's not an issue about it. It's just overall, it was a good idea as a business decision for.
It will be, because people will have to farm more runes to get that
But
flexibility,
the problem, so the problem with that is that it creates a bigger divide between the top end and like the lower end top, right? Like, so like the divide between G1 players and G3 players gets even larger by a lot, because like the rune depth difference starts to show even harder. And while I agree, like that would be kind of cool for like the actual skill aspect of the game, it doesn't necessarily reward people who are better players. It rewards people who have farmed more runes.
That would be really cool for a tournament. Imagine someone brings in like a Revenge Despair Sierra.
I
I'm like,
agree.
whoa,
So I think that would be cool for like a custom mode. Like if you could have a custom mode for that, but I don't think they would ever do like an official tournament like that or anything.
Not for a
Because
while.
it kind of undermines the whole like marketing side of their game, right?
fine.
Like-
I think it'll make the game more fun.
Thompson has other units that he wants to make a second build on that doesn't have a second one to build.
I would love to do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you. I would love to
Yeah,
do it.
Violet and
I
Swift.
don't see it being healthy for the game is the problem.
Neftis, a Violet one, a Swift one is really nice. A Violet or Swift Gianna.
No, that's what he wants. That's what he
Why are
wants.
you only naming my stuff?
no,
Like,
that's what he
there's
wants.
A lot of units that could. I just named like 10 other units before you named my
No, I'm
units.
kidding.
but-
No,
Yeah,
no. That's why you want it, Thompson. You want to have a Violent and a Swift Gianna just to fuck with people's heads, but you're
Don't
still
you
gonna
think-
always pick the Violent Gianna. But they're fucked now because they don't know if
Wow.
it's Swift or not.
He's gonna
You
have,
see what I'm
a violent
I could
Artemil.
ruin my Gianna Swift. It's not hard, but
You're
it's
not
just
going to.
now you could have the chance to make the wrong decision. It's kind of cool. Imagine someone brings in like the wrong Elusia into a tournament, or someone brings the right one and it's like, oh, big brain, so
Oh, and just
I
because
totally agree.
because I see some people in chat too, or maybe in a tournament they bring in like the wrong Sierra, you know what I mean? And then after that,
Oh.
have some troubles with.
Are you talking about Truffles? Because I see Truffles in chat right now. I
gotta-
see Charlie in chat.
I gotta poke him a little bit because I haven't seen
that
him in
was like
forever.
3 years ago, man.
Yeah, it was like 3 years
Oh
ago.
my
Yeah.
god.
Gotta get a little poke. Miss you, man.
It still hurts.
Miss you, man.
I don't know
Anyways,
if you guys remember when
Riona
Britt
brought up a good point. Riona actually brought up a good point, like having like the two, instead of having the rune page, just favorite one of them and don't favorite the other one. I don't know why I never thought of that.
I do that. That's
But it's a good idea. I mean, I have 2 Antares, 2 Trianas, so I might as
and if your favorites page is too long, then you still have to check.
If you're still 30 units deep, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add to like Thompson's point of being more like more skillful in your draft, right? Like I understand what you mean because I play around that all the time, right? Because for me, my playstyle is cleaving. I need first turn, right? And Violent Gianna, Swift Gianna, that's always a big question mark, right? They're not obvious. Or is it like a Swift Mina or a Violent Mina? It's a big question mark, right? And it changes my draft. If I have last pick, I can guarantee a speed lead or no speed lead for first turn, right? So I can definitely understand like it makes the game a lot more like skillful because the draft means that much more. But at the end of the day, I think it is a decision.
I mean, end of the day, can we all agree? Making a marker is like a simple solution to a lot of this.
Yeah.
Stars, triangles, squares, and circles. That's it. Do it
I
for
think
runes
you
and do it for
brought it up
monsters.
last time, and Obabo said something like it's gonna confuse a lot of people. Like the game is kind of intricate enough, and it's gonna like
Is it?
either slow down the server. We all had problems with that this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Slow
true.
down the server, or confuse some people. But I like the idea. Just
It's
other
just
people
like a
have other
personal marker
ideas.
though. Like you don't use it if you don't know what it is, right? It's just there.
Yeah.
If you want to use it, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just something to display. I mean, it's about time, right? They're trying to make it more, I mean, they've always tried to make runes apparently here more accessible.
Can you
and
just
easy.
mark it with a 1 or a 2?
Yeah, it could be. It doesn't
And
have
then
to be a shape.
you'll always know what it is.
Yeah, because right now, like we are
like
putting
A
the
to
runes
B.
on certain units. We are powering up the runes to only plus 13 or 14 based upon whatever things we remember as needs to be re-app, needs to be grinded, and we're making our own markers out of it. Why do we have to plus 14 something and remember, hey, that needs more grinds on it. That's why it's plus 14 and not plus 15. Like, why are we doing that to ourselves, right? Just give
Yeah,
us,
I think
just give us the
rune
markers.
markers are so important. Like right now,
Yeah.
I use optimizer, right? And I think most people here do. I actually pay for the Exandros like to support him, just so I can have rune markers in optimizer to know what I'm missing, grinds on, gems on, whatever. Having markers is so important. Don't get me wrong, still support Exandro no matter what if you guys could. It's an amazing program, but overall, it's a really nice thing he added so that it kind of helps him out as well. So I've been using that a lot.
All right, guys. Solid podcast today. I think we went over a lot of great topics. Helped you guys choose your runes for the events. Talked a little about the RTA situation and how it is, and went over some units that need to be buffed and nerfed.
One more thing.
Sure.
Let me do it. Make sure you comment and like and tell your friends about the video that likes Summoner's War as well. And also comment and tell IslandGrown you want to see a one-on-one battle between Thompson and IslandGrown for LOL.
Also,
Thank
don't
you.
forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, and you can click the little bell to get a notification when a new
There
video
you
goes
go.
live. IslandGrown posts a video every single day, so make sure you hit the notification.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys do this every freaking week then. Whatever you guys come up with, I'll let you guys do it every week. But last thing they didn't mention, I'm gonna put their links to all their Twitch channels down below. Check them out. Everybody's been streaming quite a bit. David Fox has been starting to stream a little bit more, right? Quarantine, more time on our hands, so come join in. And yeah, let's keep this going. I'll see you guys on your next live streamer video. Peace out.
Peace out.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.